What up, friendos? Happy Monday. Welcome in. How is everyone's Monday going? Do tell. Crowster, thank you for the 21 months. Hello, friends. How we doing? Ghost Gaming, good to see you. What's up, Nocturnal? Kessie, hello. Mr. Testicles is back. Good to see you. Craig, Taylor, Painfully, Juju, what up, friends? Demon. Monday was good. You're out of work. Oh, wait. Your Monday was good. You're out of work. Wait. What up, Super? How are you? Tis going. It is. Hello, Goat. Kinkerbell. Hello, friends. Be vibing, though? Yeah. CJ, thank you for the prime. Attempting some APOC 3. Ooh, best of luck, man. The wife is struggling with the challenge. With the weekly? Wait, with the weekly? Maggie! Oh my God. Mary Gall. Dear sweet Lord. I was this close to adding drops back today, by the way. I was this close. And the reason I didn't, because I was fearful I wouldn't be able to turn it off. So it might be for another day. We'll see. Debbie, how are you? Going live on YouTube? I will be. Yes. Yes. All in due time, friend. I usually wait to go live over there when we're about to start games. So I usually hold off. Had to take the doggo to the vet early for an injury. Oh, I'm sorry, Whisper. I hope the doggo's okay. What up, Pillow? I'm good. It was a long day, man. Lots of, we traveled, we filmed, we did all the things. My wife and I were basically Ubers that don't get paid. So it was a day and 3/4 ish. Submarine, thank you so much for the sub. Apex, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Oh God, thank you for the 2 months. But that's the life of parenting. It's just the way that goes. Bella, thank you for the biddies. You should be asleep, then go to bed. Get the hell out of here. What up, Venom? How are you? Oh man, love this shirt. Me too. It's one of my favorite designs. It's one of my favorites. I do love it. I love it too. It's so great. Oh man. What up, Silencer? How are you? Alvin, thank you for the biddies. Oh my goodness. All of these beans. How are we doing? I'm good. I'm ready for a weekly. I'm ready to have some Phasmo fun today. Hatter. Oh my goodness. That says 22 months. And Trippy, thank you for the 12. Do you remember? Yes, absolutely, Guitar. Yes. So I don't know what happened last stream. As soon as we swap over to Phaz, we're gonna do a giveaway. Guitar was ever so kind enough to do a giveaway through Fourth Wall, but it never actually happened. It was weird. It never actually triggered, and I can see that nobody redeemed it. So we will do it when we switch over. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It must have been some weird bug. I got nothing. It was a feature. It was a feature. Break, hello, friend. Let's get that weekly done. Get some and do some good old Nightmare. I might change it up today, man. Listen, I got called out on social media, so I might need to change it up. You know, as a Prestige 17, it is only right to play the game modes that you're supposed to play and nothing less. But yeah, we'll do the weekly. By whom? Some, I don't know. I'm going to forget. I don't even remember their name. I don't know who they are. I don't care who they are. It made me laugh. It made me laugh because they said, long story short, someone on my video said Prestige 17 playing Nightmare. I know Prestige 5s in Russia that do no evidence, no sanity runs. First off, nobody gives a shit. Second off, if you're trying to brag that you can do no evidence, no sanity, you must get all the ladies. I said this in Discord, I'll say it here. Play whatever you enjoy. Don't let anybody ever try to bully you into playing a certain game mode because that's cool. That difficulty means you're a good player. No, it doesn't. You play whatever the hell you like. You play what you enjoy. If you like no evidence, play no evidence. If you like amateur, play amateur. Who gives a shit? Play what you want. It's only a game. Why do you have to be mad? Play my level. You play whatever level you want. You can be Prestige 20, level 7,000, playing intermediate runs. Who cares? There's no ranking system. Some people, man. Some of them nerds, am I right? Yeah, it's okay. But it's a nice little lesson, a nice little opportunity to help others learn. Play what you want. Don't let people like that tell you what to do. F them. I don't get people. I got nothing. Doesn't Chingus do professional a lot? Yes. There's also benefits. You know, it was funny. It was what was the quote I pulled from Ted Lasso? I loved it. It was so good. It was that whole bar scene when they're doing when they're playing darts, and he said that he heard a quote. Was it by Walt Whitman or whatever it was about be curious, not judgmental, and it is 1,000,000% the way to go. Because if they had been curious and asked me why I play Nightmare all the time, instead of saying like, I can't believe he plays Nightmare, then they would have understood why. So you can judge people all you want. It just makes you look like a shit. But when you're curious, you will learn. So yeah. What is the best? That is definitely different for every person. My favorite is the music box. I love it. K Rich, yes. When we switch over to games, absolutely. That's true. That's very true. I'm judging you. Nobody cares, Break. Sorry. I took allergy medicine today and my nose is still very itchy. Salary, thank you for the 3 months, friend. I appreciate you. April for the 3. Thank you. Rodrigo, thank you for the 2. Lost Cat, thank you for the 14. It's resub day. Nobody told me. Beautiful Pain, thank you for the sub. That girl, thank you for the sub. My goodness. I love the music. I just love the, is it probably the most useful? Maybe not. But I love the mechanics of it. That's why I enjoy it so much. But that's why people like the tarot cards. They like the mechanics of them. That's fine. Where'd you find that shirt? I was looking through the garbage. No, it's on my merch store. If you go to flashforcemerch.com, you can get it. If you're so inclined. First time catching the stream, welcome in. You beat an APOC 3 with a mimic. Ooh. How many times did it change Ghost? Did you see the stats? I'm very curious to know. Some cards though, dude. William, I'm telling you, it's not a good time when you pull 7 tower cards and hermit cards. Makes them worthless. Absolutely worthless. First time on Twitch, normally watch on YouTube. I appreciate you. Thank you. I will be over there. Once we switch over, I will be over there. I do promise. You just like it because you grenade coach with it? No. I haven't done that in a long time. Right? It's been a while, right? It's at least been a few weeks because we've only played Phasmo so many times. Yeah. Mary, thank you for the biddies. I like the dolly. So does Chingus. I'd like to think that I was possibly one of the first people to do the grenade. I probably wasn't, but I never saw anybody do it. And I was like, this is a pretty cool idea. So I went for it. Come on. It's all good fun. Gonna play some Phasmo myself. Hey, get it. Get it. Giger Bell, thank you for the sub. It was one of your friends being cheeky and you managed to avoid their murder attempt. Who was it? Who did it? Oh man, like I'm getting like pain. I don't know if it's from sleeping or what. I don't know what's happening. We got to figure it out. What's the voodoo dolls? We call it Frank. I think certain people have certain names for certain ghosts and objects and whatnot. We call it Floppy Frank. Yeah, it's a name that's kind of been adopted. It was Mayor? No, it wouldn't have been Mayor. No, Mayor doesn't do that. In the viewer day video. No, that wasn't Mayor. Was it? No. It was. Hey, Hunter, how are you? Sorry, played the Chinga sound as soon as I started talking about Revengers. That's funny. Game Boy, thank you so much. Soteria, thank you for the 2 months. Thank you all for the hype train. Oh, my Lanta. What does the Tower of the Hermit do? So, unfortunately, it makes it feel like it does nothing. The Tower card increases activity for 60 seconds, but the amount of activity that it increases it is dependent on your sanity. The lower your sanity, the more the interactions increase. So if you pull that card early while your sanity is high, it's basically a nothing burger. So useless card. It used to do an instant interaction and they took that away because I don't know why. My guess, I don't think they took it away on purpose. I think they broke it and then don't know how to fix it. That's just my guess. Because the voodoo doll can do instant interactions. And they said they took the Tower card's instant interaction away because, well, if the ghost isn't near anything, then what the hell's the voodoo doll do? Literally nothing but instant interactions and hunt. That's it. It doesn't make sense. Lord, thank you for the subs, friend. It came back. It was Morgan. Oh, it was more. I could see Morgan trying to pull some shit. Gamer. Okay. Oh, man. I need to play with Coach again soon. It's been too long now. Gamer, thank you for the subs. Jesus Christ. Holy indeed. My God. Carry your anti-friend. What do you get the monkey paw? What do you usually wish for? That's a great question. I think more times than not, I wish to trap the ghost. I think that's my most, if I had to guess, that's probably my most common wish. My least used wish, knowledge. The reason for that, it's not because it's not useful. It's because when you use it, if you're the one that uses it, you can't hear and you can't see anymore, basically. And for you guys, that sucks. I think your notifications are really delayed on stream. Oh, if it's through, if you mean through, through Twitch or Discord, I can't control either. Yeah, they're automatic. Yeah, Maple, I will. Yeah, as soon if I'm supposed to be live on YouTube and I'm not, it's probably just because we haven't started games yet. Yeah. Lunar, thank you for the biddies. Never ask for knowledge. It takes away one of the pieces of evidence, as in like you can say it's not orbs or it's not dots or it's not whatever, but the price you pay is just not worth it in my opinion. Now, if you're like last ditch effort, you're like, I don't know what this is, man. I'm just going to guess. Then wish for knowledge at the front door as you're leaving. Like I wish for knowledge and walk out. You might as well get some information. For Twitch. Yeah, Rach, that's Twitch. Sometimes they go out early. Sometimes it waits until you're about 40 minutes into stream and it's like, hey, he's alive. Bro, Tater Chip, hi, friend. How was your ticky-tack stream? I was watching you for a little bit. Is it useful? A nightmare with it blocking one of the hidden evidences? I mean, it's a useful thing. It's again, you go blind and you can't hear and that you can't really do much of an investigation after that point. Yeah, it sucks. No, Rach, it's I guarantee it's Twitch. I don't think it's you. No. That girl, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Guys, Mr. Tater Cheap, one of the other Kinetic partners, official content creators for Faz, Midnight Society, Friendo. Tater's my homie. Tater is amazing peeps. You are missing out on a lot of good funds if you're not following Mr. Tater Cheap. Tater, we need to figure out a day to do other games. Or Phasmo. Shit, I don't know. I feel like it's been a while since we've played. We talk to each other all the time, but it's just we haven't played games. Oh my goodness. Country, what's up, dude? Can't that kill you? Also, with friends, you can always sacrifice the knowledge getter and wish for life. That's true. I mean, that is true. Touche. There's definitely ways around it. I blame you for saying I hate it. Why would you? Hey, I just work here. Gamer, thank you for the biddies. Take y'all for the hype train. Damn, dude. Once we get through, we have the weekly to do, and then after the weekly, we are going to be doing some no evidence perfect games. No evidence tonight. Perfect games only. Why? I don't know. Because I use that line a lot. That's why I have an emote of it, because I would just say it all the time. So inevitably made emotes. I have more emote spaces. I just need to figure out what to make them. Because you like torture yourself. No, that's not what it is. I see people like Mr. Tater and like Baron and like some of our other friendos doing a bunch of no evidence stuff. So it just inspired me. I was like, you know what, man? I'm in the mood for it. I don't know. I don't know why. And you know what? I'm going to regret it because it's going to be like nothing but Banshee Goryo night. We'll see how it goes. No publics this time. Not today. No. But I will absolutely try it again. So we will try. Oh my goodness. Pixie, thank you for the prime. Sasu, thank you for the prime. I had an idea for one of the shirts. Coach's face talking to Bubble. No, that's not for one of mine. No, that's one of Coach's. What do you mean? She literally has an Are You a Yokai shirt. Yeah. Coach literally has merch that says Are You a Yokai? She had that made before she started playing a crap ton of Dead by Daylight. So yeah, she already has it. Go buy it. Do it. What's the hate for Goryo? Are they just shy? The hate for Goryo, especially on no evidence runs, the only thing that gives away what a Goryo is it not changing its room. So you have to bank on the ghost changing room so you can cancel out. Yeah. Genchi Boryo, that's right. Jimmy gets it. Yep. I just found out how to discover yokai and no evidence. Yep. Do the sound test. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Biscuit, thank you for the follow. True Mac, welcome in. All right. How do you do no evidence? With a custom. We'll load up Phasmo. I'll show you. After the weekly. We do have a weekly to do first. And then we'll do that. Goryo, Yurei, Mare, throw them in the dumpster, try again. Yeah, it's just the ones that you just have to wait and wait and wait and wait. I think that's the reason we don't like Insanity. We don't like Insanity because you just have to wait and wait and wait. And it's just obnoxious. Very obnoxious. All right, like I said, we're going to switch over to Phaz. After we do that, we are going to do a giveaway. Raymond, thank you for getting merch. Mimics on no evidence runs? Oh, easy peasy? 10 stars? Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot we were on a different game. Whoopsie doodle. I'll fix it. Shadow, thank you for the biddies. It's like Flash Live on a Sunday? Yeah, every single time. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, Viv! Oh my God. Viv, thank you for the subs. Goodness, Boots, thank you for the biddies, friend. Hi, Carumbo. Captain! Oh, Captain, my Captain. What is the weekly? We're going to get into it, friend. We're about to get it. Oh, yeah, I got to put my stuff back on. I'm so naked. There we go. Fixed it. Oh, Viv. Oh, Viv, you didn't have to. Thank you so much, friend. You know you don't ever have to do that. All right. Let's pull this up. While I have this screen open, I will get our information because I didn't do that yet. Again, today was an interesting day. Just a lot of running around. A lot of running around. Okay. Tortoise in the hair, tortoise. Tortoise. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where you be? What is this place? Who are you? There it is. All right. Get these screens. Goody, goody gumdrops. That'll work. there. That looks good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How do we get on the giveaway? Super, super easy, friend. I will show you in a second. Let me start it right now. It's gonna, I say start it right now. I have to log in and yada, yada, yada. But once I do that, then we can do the things. Yeah. We shall see. Oh, Casey, thank you for the gifted. Oh, to Casey's wife. Thank you for gifting us sub to the wifo, friend. Oh, man. Gamer, thank you for the biddies. Me and the fiance, I love watching the streams and the vids. You made her day today when she tweeted. Oh, legend. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Listen, if you guys, I try my best to keep my eyes on socials, and it can be tough sometimes, but like, I hope you know, like when I see that stuff on like Blue Sky, if it ever like mentions me and stuff, I'm very grateful. I'm extraordinarily grateful, and I try to respond. I suck at responding to things. I try my damnedest. All right, so where is Twitch? There it is. So Guitar did one last stream and it did not happen, but luckily we have the opportunity to re-roll this, I believe. Look at that. If you guys type join in chat, you could win an oh hey how are you mug. Guitar, thank you, friend, and thank you again for pointing that out. I do appreciate it. I mean, honestly, I don't know if I would have seen it if you didn't point that out. So thank you. All you have to do is type join. You type join once and boom, that's it. You're in. Simple, easy. Starting to play fast today. Any tips on how to play with sweaty palm? Oh, if you have sweaty palms, isn't there like an actual product for that called like goo? I've never used it, but I swear to God, there's like a, hold on. What is it called? There's a name of the product. I swear to God, it has goo in the title. I'll try to find it. I swear it does. Like, I'm not kidding. Is it gamer? I think it might be gamer goo. I think you might be right. Gamer goo. Stop sweat on hands and feet. That's the one. Yeah. Gamer goo. They should sponsor me. I don't really get sweaty palms or anything that much, but like, you know, the goo branding makes sense. Or was there a winner? What happened? Did I miss it? Oh, Lubba won. GG's, friend. Lubba Dubs, make sure you click on the redeem link. Make sure to click the redeem link, friend. But GG's, enjoy. Guitar, thank you again, friend. Thank you. All right. Just about ready to rock. We'll do this weekly. Yeah? Is there going to be another giveaway for the gold beam yet? Yes. Yes, there is. We're going to wait a little bit, though. I don't want to do them back to back. After the weekly. We'll do it after the weekly. I think that sounds like a good plan. Tika! Hello, friend. Thank you for the 11 months. All right, that should be good to go, too. I don't think that's for sweaty, but I swear to God it is. I remember hearing about it. I swear to God it is. No joking. I swear to God. Lava Dubs, enjoy the mug, friend. Okay. We are good. Shorty, Emery, Savage, what up, homies? Welcome in. What is the best curse object? I don't think there is a best curse object. I think you have a favorite cursed object. My favorite is the music box. Yeah. What up, Rye? Haley, how are you? Basically wax for the fingers. Yeah. Sorry, anybody that just came in, someone was asking about sweaty palms. So there's a product called Gamer Goo. I've never used it, but I know I had a friend that was sponsored by them at one point. So worth a drive. Is it cool to tag you on the TikTok right when the Apoc 3 in the Mimic if it's alright? I mean, you could. I don't think there's a need to tag. Like, if you want to tag me so I can see it, that's perfectly fine. Absolutely. Yeah. Could you explain why the music box is your favorite? I like the music box because of the mechanics of it. I like the music. The song is awesome. I love that when you get near the ghost, it causes an event that makes the ghost walk to the music box. All the things. I love it. You can use it as a grenade. I mean, can't do that with the tarot card now, can you? No, you can't. Oh, man. Tarot cards are your favorite? I think that's probably the same answer for a lot of people. Yeah. Probably the same for many. Hey, 750, how are you, dude? Okay. They made an actual... Yeah, I've got it on the shelf. It's up there. It's over there. I've got it up there. What up, Luke? How are you, dude? Okay, I think we're ready to rock. You don't understand the music box? When you play the music box, it drains your sanity. I don't remember the exact rate at which it does, but that is probably why. Your sanity probably gets too low. So much potential for good and bad in tarot. I know. Man, I wish they would do a tarot card revamp. I wish they would. Add the interaction back to the tower card. Add the instant interaction back, right? Imagine, like, I know they probably would never do this just because it'd probably be jarring, but imagine if instead of, like, the hermit card trapping the ghost, what if there was another card that trapped you in the ghost room? And, like, when you drew the card, it teleported you to the room. Benefit, you know where the room is. Downside, you're trapped and you can't leave for 60 seconds or something. I don't know. There's plenty of potential for what they could do with them. I would hope that one day they actually do decide to revamp. I'm sure that's very low on their list. Yeah. Hey, Gamerog. Appreciate it, man. 2.5 or 7.5 a second. Can't remember. Is it 7? Is it 7.5? It might be 7.5, Biscuit. That sounds right. I'm not 100% on that, but I think that sounds right. What if the ghost can summon you? All right. Are we ready for a weekly? We can see. What up, noob? How are you, dude? Yeah, we'll do the weekly, and then after the weekly, I owe you guys a spin of the wheel. We'll do that after the weekly. Sounds like a deal. Let's go. Let's do the thing. I think 2 actual ghosts as a new type would be wild. It'd be... Listen, I'm down for any of that stuff. Anything that would change the way you play the game, at least for that round, I'm down. Yeah. Why the last couple weeklies so easy? You're going to have easy ones and hard ones. I mean, would you say that an APOC 3 weekly is easy? Probably not. So you got to have some that are going to be easier so that players that are new to the game can actually try it and enjoy it. If every single weekly challenge is astronomically hard, then the new player experience is shit and they're not going to want to play. So you need to cater to both sides. One week being easy, another week being maybe easy again, then the next one's difficult, the next one's even harder. It just depends on the weekly. So I get it. It is what it is. I would not enjoy every weekly being super hard. I wouldn't either. I'm down for the idea of a challenge, but I don't want to do that every single time. Floofy, if your nuts are hard, I really suggest you go to a doctor. I read what they said. If you're what? They said it. It's how are you? What up, King? Welcome in. Sounds different. Sounds like a thing. Like a ting. Get in the car. Driving you to the ER. Tater's got your back. Tater's on the way. You're good to go. Hi, caramba. Oh, somebody's got a tie-dye hoodie. Oh, my Lanta. And it says someone. I don't know who it is. Thank you, friend. I tab out for 1 second. All right. We're good to go. Ready? Weekly time, YouTubes. Let's do the thing. This week's challenge is Tortoise in the Hair Tortoise. After last week, you're feeling a bit worn out, and to make matters worse, the ghost has recovered. This is going to be at Grafton Farmhouse to get our 5K, and we need to see what information we currently have. So, we know that we are getting all three evidence. We are getting a 75% player speed, 150% ghost speed, good times, random cursed object, which could be pretty beneficial, high activity level, medium ghost event, short hunt duration, okay, might be a little bit nice on that side, and it looks like all tier 2. It looks like all tier 2. Why do we have 2 candelabras? Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, yeah, so all tier 2, and then here are the details. Here are your player settings. Here are your ghost settings. Here is your contract. So we shall see. And the UV is not glow sticks. Wait, let me see. Let me go back and see. Hold on. Let me go back and see. Well, I don't know. This might be old. I mean, he might have made this some time ago. Remember, there was a shift with the UV about which one was considered tier 1 and which one was considered tier 2. They made this tier 1 and the glow sticks tier 2. So if we have the glow sticks, then it's just updated. So that might be, we might see that when we load in. Fair enough though. Yeah, it used to be the other way around. Yeah. Maury, thank you for the biddies. Are public lobbies worth it for beginner learning or just too much chaos? I wouldn't say it's too much chaos. No, I think, listen, you're going to have hit or miss lobbies. You're going to have some lobbies that are a lot of fun. People completely understand that you're new and they want to help you learn. You're going to have some lobbies where people are absolute D-bags and they want to try to show off to their friends in Phasmo. Cringe. But either way, I would give it a try. Try a couple. If it's not working for you, like I have a Discord where people post that they're looking for people to play with. You always feel free to do that. And then Phasmo, the official Discord also has looking for group as well. So you could try both. It's glow sticks. Okay. Thank you, GX. Hi. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. People are interesting sometimes. But you saw what happened the last time I did public game. Like that was the first time I've ever done public lobbies on stream because it just basically fear. But it went so well. It was so fun. So freaking fun. Oh, there's a giveaway. What happened? Oh, it's for a toe sticker. Oh, BSP. Thank you, dude. If you guys type join in chat, you can get a freaking toe sticker. Oh, this is too Rocket League for me. I need to remove some of these songs. My God. GX, thanks for the follow. Taylor, thank you for the gifted to Alex and King. Welcome in. Thank you for the 3 months. Everybody loves Toe. Everybody loves Toe. Toe's back here. Toe's on a shelf. See Toe? You see the eyeballs right there? Toe's chilling, dude. Toe be chilling, though. This is Grafton, right? Yeah. All right. Grafton. Let's do the ting. Scavenger, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. How was Monster Hunter? Gotta save Toe. Well, we can't save Toe at Grafton. I can't help that part. Yeah, nothing I can do there. Man, things are so delayed, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Chaos, thank you for the sub. Oh my. Lots of stuff, man. What are we doing right now? We're about to do the weekly. Yeah, after the weekly, we will do the wheel spin for the giveaways. Yeah. It's not rigged. First lobby I played, I got called a noob, and then 5 seconds later, the dude got... Isn't that the best? Oh, man, I didn't include it in my video, but I played public lobbies, and there was a guy that tried to take me out with a music box. He failed, and then incorrectly identified the ghost, but I got it right, and then he rage quit. What a nerd. How the turns table. That is right. Hey, what up, Hucko? How are you? Wait, who won? I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I missed it. Why doesn't it show up in this chat? Saw that live. Oh, it was so glorious. So glorious. Can only join one giveaway. And you can join every single one that we have. Yeah. I would say 99%, if not 100% of the time, when I do giveaways, you could join and you only have to enter once. So, but you can join every single one of them. Yeah. Moose, thank you for the 4 months. All right, are we ready to go? I think we're ready. Let's do the ting. I need to watch it. It was so funny. He thought it was a Revenant. I don't know why he thought it was a Revenant. It was nowhere close to a Revenant. Please never get rid of the Bezos song. I'll try not to. Did you hear about the info of the mic? I did hear about it. I didn't read the descriptions. I did hear about it though. Yeah. Which VOD is it? When did I play Public Lobbies? Was that on Friday? I think it was on Friday. What am I drinking? I am currently drinking Celsius. I'm back to the kiwi guava. Kiwi guava. All right. It was on Valentine's. There we go. Yeah. That's what it was. All right. What do we have? We have all tier. Yeah, I can feel the speed. The 75% do be feeling it. All tier 2. Now that graphic I showed you again was an older one, and it used to be that the pin UV light was actually tier 2. Now it's tier 1. This is now tier 2. The reason they did that was because this is more useful, as in like more people use this. So you have an electronic that's tier 1 and a non-electronic that's tier 2. A little weird. I kind of get it, but at the same time I kind of don't. So we have a Jessica Dyer. It's me. We need to not do any of these things. We just need to go figure out what the ghost is. So let's do our normal setup here. Do we know where the juice is? It's in the back. We do. Lovely. Oh, yes. This probably is one of my favorite things, is the tier 2 headlamp. Absolutely. Tennessee, thank you for the follow. Biggie, thank you for the sub. I keep thinking I can't sprint, and I absolutely can. I don't know why. I got nothing. No juice. All right, I do have a random cursed object. So I'm gonna get the power first, and then we'll check and see if it's the mirror. All right, there's our juice. There's da bone. Might as well pick it up while we're here. Jaw dropping. Tier 2 headlamp is the reason I no longer use flashlights. I still... Was I just talking through an interaction? No, maybe not. I still like using the flashlight just because it's nicer, especially for stream, to be able to see what's going on. Sad. No mirror. But we do have the power. Let's go check and see if we got the Ouija board. Was just watching the vids. I appreciate it, Lauren. Ah. I could risk it for the biscuit. Roger that. Oh, it'd be cold. Holy moly. Let's see what the temps. I mean, oh my god, it's an event. Oh, you little jerk hole. I thought I was about to get hunted. So, well, this is it. I had fun, guys. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. No, thank you. Nobody's home. Remember, the ghost is 150 speed, so we really have to be careful. But we do have that information. EMF fiber. Starting off spicy with the blurbs. I know. I know. You're better than that. What do you mean? Events still get me. quick and quiet. That's how you like to hunt. I don't know what that means. What exactly does that mean? I haven't used anything. Let's go take these over there, and then maybe we'll use the Ouija. Answer the phone next time. Oh, it was Pizza Hut? Oh, I missed it. How many evidence? We get all 3 on this one. All Shri. Ghosty did the rocking chair, and then it did the light bursting event. And it must be warm in here. Turn on the fan. Goo. All right, set these up. I'm not gonna be able to make it back with UV in time. It's a Prestige 17, I'd expect. Shut up. You shut your lips. Kogi, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate you. Yeah, the snow, honestly, it can be really beneficial to have snow because when you get the power on, the rooms that warm up to the normal temps you're used to. And then the ghost room, it just stays so cold. Oh, it's playing ball? It threw a bottle? Why is it so angry? I don't understand. Yaki, thank you for the 11. We'll watch this for a sec, see if we get dots or writing. You never know. Very active, which I'm not against. I'm 100% for that. I assume they're calling about, yeah, that's fair. What do we have here? Those 2 interactions, I don't think we're close enough for twins. Hard to say. Nothing? All right. I say nothing, but it's just taking too long. We're at 86 sanity, so we're perfectly fine. Unless it's an early hunter, and then we're not very fine. Hey, what up, Razor? First game? Yes. Yes, indeed. Halogen, hello. Guessing an Oni. We'll see. All right. I need you to touch Nanor. We need a Nanor touch. Where are you?
Not far from their home.
You are? Oh, it could be twins. Dots, writing, freezing. Yes? Shut up. Where are you? Are you near?
I'm behind.
Where are you? Goo! Oh my Lanta. That's really loud in my ears. Where are you?
In a way.
Well, why? It's a Wraith or twins. Where are you?
Elderly victim.
Are you near?
Here in the
Where are you? It keeps going to 1.0. What a tease. Where are you? Jessica? Where are you, Jessica?
active hate.
Well, why? Actively hate taking away what? Where are you?
I'm behind.
Well, why are you doing that? Why are you over there?
Elderly.
Because you're old? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, gross. It's a child. Run. All right. It's a Wraith. All right, good times. Let's go get the Waluigi. Ew, a child. Can't wait for the voice recognition. I know. I believe it's supposed to be this week. I don't know when. All right, well. You little butthole. What should we ask? What do you guys want? We need some questions. Hadouken! How's a child old? You want me to see how old the child is? Ask if it likes mustaches? Do they answer the mustache question? Listen, the pickles is like part of the Baron brand. I can't be taking that. When I asked in my post what people are going to ask when they first get voice recognition, the amount of people that said pickles is wild. Absolutely wild. How old are you? Oh, it's a 64-year-old child. Top comment was pickles. Yeah. Do you like waffles? She doesn't like that question. She doesn't like it. Looks good for her age. You looked her right in the eyes? Asked the poop question. How many people have pooped in this house? That doesn't always answer. That doesn't really work for me. How many people have pooped in this house? How many people have pooped in this house? Don't trust anyone who doesn't like waffles. Dude, agreed. Absolutely. Hi, Mel. I'm a waffle guy. Do you like pancakes? What is it doing? It's not answering these questions. How many teeth do you have? Why are you here? I feel like you're lying to me. How did you die? Did you choke on your teeth? I feel like it did. There's a lot of teethers on there. I feel like it really did. Just standing there. Oh, hey. Oh, good Lord. It happens.
Welcome back.
Wraith.
Prepared some jobs for you.
Always a friendly reminder. You do not need to live in these games. You just have to get the ghost correct. So, have fun with it. Get the ghost right, and then mess around. Apparently my neck just caves in like that. Absolutely. Yep. It's like one of these guys. But this whole section area goes by. Yeah. All right. Number 2. Let's go back and get it again. It is important to mess with the ghost. I think it's good to set a tone. Yeah, I think so too. Mel, how was the rest of your stream earlier, friend? Reddit mod. Oh my god. Do you not have salt? I did. I just didn't even need we didn't even need to use it. Yeah. My favorite ghost is a mimic. Love mimics. Which farmhouse rework are you more excited for? It's so hard to say because we have a bunch of images from Bleasdale, but we don't have any. We have like one outside image from Grafton. So it's really hard to say if I'm like, I'm excited for both. Either way, I'm excited for both, but we have more images of the other one. So in due time, I guess. You're a scat man. That's good for you. Nobody, how are you? My favorite map is Willow. If you get deer, you have to make sure to walk it. Well, yeah. We don't want to go and potty in that other part of the house. We want to go in the other part of the house. Maintain low toads. Opinion on bakies. They're good. I like them. I like them. Did the weekly yesterday. First ghost was a mimic. Let's go. All right, we go back again. Oh, the power's back there again. Thank goodness. Kevin Garcia. Let's go find our ghosty. Remember, I'm 75% speed and the ghost is 150. And we have a random cursed object, so we need to figure out what it is. How do you feel about the Tangle rework? I think, personally, we have no idea what they're doing with it, right? We just know that it's happening. I think if they leave the layout alone and just redo all of the assets, I think people will be happy. I think if they redo the layout of the house, people are going to be pissed off. So we'll see. We haven't heard anything yet, right? Powerless, what up? Do you think the voice recognition update will have anything else with it? I don't know. That's a great question. I'm not sure. I don't think so, but maybe. Maybe. Oh, I hate your face. Thanks for the biddies. Your name is atrocious. High school's desperate for a rework. Kevin. Hey, Big Gosh, how are you? I hate it here. All right. Ghosty. I've heard nothing. Bone was in the back room again? Oh, I didn't even see it. I wasn't paying attention. Hello? Kevin? Kevin? Oh, gross. Kevin? You know you can't change your name on Twitch for like 30 days, right? Yeah, enjoy that one. I heard that. It's in the potty. It's in the potty. This isn't breaking it in, right? No, you're hired. You are hired to go into these What do you mean? You're hired. No, of course it's not. Preston, thank you for the 3 months. Joke's on you. Apparently it's a brand new account. Damn. Sad. Well, thank you for the biddy. You're hired and given a key. Let's go. All right. Ghosty is upstairs taking a poo op. So let's go see what it's up to, shall we? Sil, thank you for the prime. Out of the big maps, which one's my favorite? Oh, Sunny Meadows is by far my favorite big map. That map is so well done. I love it. It's still spooky to this day. It is fantastic. Oh, took a poopy. It took a poopy in the sink. And we have herbs. The question is, though, do we have spices? Excuse me? There we go. I was like, why can't I place you? Do I like my steak well done? No, I like it the correct way. Okay. I need to turn your poopy sink off. No freezing yet. All right, let's go get more stuff. Don't cheat my dick. Don't put... I don't know what you were. I got stuck on the post. Jesus. Medium all the way. I'm a medium rare guy. Yeah, medium rare is the way to go. It's Queen. I'm sorry. Was that a reference to the food review guy? All right, 77. Oh my word. Medium rare is the correct way. Absolutely. Amen. Amen. All right, we'll snooze those for now. We're doing all right. Nope, just Queen. Oh, okay. Well, you missed a good opportunity to make a great reference. We just talked about this. We said no. Holy crap, it's so loud in my ear holes. Okay, roaming out here now. No footsie doodles. We do have writing, though. Writing, orbs, Mayor Revithe. I mean, it's pretty active. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Hey, where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Ghost is about to be so fast. Oh, Jesus. Wow, that thing had some wheels. Oh my God. Viv, thank you for the biddies. Thank you for the merch giveaway. All right, we're gonna sit in here so we can watch it. Yeah, that's a Thay. Did you hear how fast that was? Orbs writing dots. Oh, I would get to, well, let's see the dots first. It's always good to show the evidence, but that speed was insane. So fast. Cozy, hi friendo, how are you? Oh my word. All right, go ahead, show the dots. Go ahead. Yeah, man. That was crazy fast. What's my sanity? Look at that. So you have Mare, Revy, Thay. Now, could it technically be a mare? Yes, because of the hunt percent, but the speed. A mare would not be that fast. A mare can hunt you in the dark if you have 60% sanity. Gosh darn it. Bro, thank you for the biddies. Thank you for the blurps. All right, is it just not going to do it? Oh my God, what the fuck? Human aid. Yeah, right. The speed for a Revy, yeah, super fast, but it has to know where you are. Did it move out there? All right, F it. We're just going to go back in and let the ghost. I just want to show how fast this is. Miso, thank you for the prime. What ghost is my least favorite? I need to have a think on that because that's changed over time. It used to be a Ure, but I'm not sure it is anymore. Here we go. I'm gonna get this ghost photo. I'm gonna get it. Ka-chow! wait. Shit! I did not get it. I tried real hard though. Yeah. I tried. See how fast that thing was?
I've got some jobs ready for you.
Don't think you got it. Yeah, I don't think honestly, I almost thought that I didn't even actually take the photo. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. You shut up, all of you. Gosh darn it. Oh, enjoy the merch, Sammy. All right. Well, listen, I didn't get the photo, but we did get the ghost correct, which is what really matters here. But we need to go back and finish it off for number 3. But before we do, I have ads we need to play. We have ads we need to play. You should go into cinematography. That was a photograph. Moving pictures, different story. Okay? Respect the mods. Well, yeah, I saw the message that said I got warned for repeating myself because they were repeating themselves. And then they were like, mods, chill. I'm like, okay, dude, you're literally asking for it at this point. Speedy, what's up, dude? Watch the videos. I appreciate you, man. All right, I do 3 minutes of ads every hour. So that way, if you are not subbed and you don't have turbo, you don't miss anything. I don't want to go into the third game, somebody come in for the first time or for the first part of the day and you're boom, smacked with ads. So we run them now. This is your chance to take a little break, go stretch your legs, get a drink, all the things. 3 minutes, BRB. When did they put in the video capture into effect? Oh, you mean like the video evidence stuff? I don't know. We don't have a date yet. I don't know. I mean, you do better this next round. No more sleeping on the job. Look, man, I'm tired. Come on, I'm sleepy. John, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. What up, Steve? Be sure to be hydrated. Yes, I should have brought water down here and I didn't. So I'll just have to drink that and call it a day. Well, Crash, I don't think I have time to like go through and start ranking things from best to worst and like every single object and all those things. Maybe at some point I'll do another tier list or something. It's been quite a while. I definitely haven't done it since they've added Point Hope. That's for sure. What up, Twain? Just ordered one of the shirts. Oh, Lunar, I appreciate you. I thought that sound was someone. I thought that was the giveaway redeem. Oh, Lunar, thank you, friend. Enjoy. Hopefully I'll have some more soon. Working on it. Definitely working on it. The ghosts are spicy. Well, listen, so far the ghosts in this one, I don't remember if the settings said that they're more active or not, but it definitely feels like they are. It just makes it so much more enjoyable. I actually thought about doing that. I thought about doing a custom where I very purposefully turn up interactions and events to make it more entertaining. So I don't know. I might do that at some point. Maybe not tonight, but definitely will try. Did you end up submitting the bone run from Friday? Not yet. No, Sarah, not yet. I did see that it was clipped. I know like Mayor clipped it and stuff, which thank you. I just haven't submitted it yet. They're a lot faster and you're slower. Yeah, but they're still, but they seem very active though. For sure. Light Wolf, thank you for the 3 months. Got one banking ad. Let's go. Listen, sometimes you're going to get the lottery of ads where you either don't get them at all or you get like one and done. But I try to make sure that I wait through all of them because not everyone's going to get the same thing, right? Yeah. Thank you for the follows, guys. Maddo, Twain. The W or the wrist or something. Zadian, welcome in. Do you like Point Hope? Only whenever the ghost room is like game room and down. If it's above that, it's just annoying. Thought about making any hats. See, I would need to be happy with the hat. It's gonna be a process of me basically ordering hats and figuring out which ones I actually would be like, hey, I like this hat. I don't want to just pick a random hat and be like, here, wear this. You know? What floor is the game room? Well, let me think. You have the ground floor. You have kitchen. You have the wine room, dining area, and then game room. Is it the 4th floor? Fitteds are the best. Even these are not fitted. Like this, I have a little strap guy back there. All right, ads are done. We're back. What's the next map? I have to do my 3rd run on Grafton. Once I do my 3rd run on Grafton, then we can move on from there. I think it's the 4th. I think so. Fourth or 5th. I think the 5th floor is the bathroom. It goes, you have the ground floor. You have, what do you have? Kitchen, wine, game room, bathroom, master, kids room. After the kids room, it's then, I don't even know what the hell you call that, with the lockers. And then you have the lantern room. I don't know. I might be missing a floor there or two. Hope they add more Poltergeist Heaven rooms like the wine room. I don't know. It definitely looks like they will. The Bleasdale photos we saw, if all of those objects can be moved, we'll see if our PCs don't burn. Maintenance room and then lantern room. Yeah. All right. I do have one more. So let's go back and Finch. Shall we? Lucy, thank you for getting a sticker. The mayor's annoying when you have to eliminate. Oh yeah, there's a few ghosts like that. It's funny. Tater was literally just talking about that earlier. There's just certain ghosts that are just not very fun to mess with because it's just having to remove every other ghost, and then you're left with like Goryo, Banshee, blah blah blah. Yeah. All right. Let's go for number 3. Steven. Steven. What's our weather? Snowing. Snowing can be good. Can be nice. What's the next Phas update? No idea. No idea. We know that we are getting Bleasdale in March, but that's all we know. Beyond that, just keep your eyes peeled on their socials. Or on like, like if we know, we'll let you know. But I mean, yeah. Lighter? I can't use a lighter with a flashlight, a UV, or a flashlight, a thermo, or an EMF, so don't worry about it. Not yet. Man, not one music box. I had the summoning circle last time, but I wasn't about to mess with that. Oh, it's a mirror. Yay. Where are we at? Oh, we're up there. Okay. I didn't look and see where the power was. I goofed. Console. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you want to consider that a big update, I mean, it's definitely something that a lot of console players are going to really, really love. Is that... I'm sorry? I thought I heard an object get thrown over here. Was that a blurb? No. What? It's these boots. Listen to the boots. Are you following me? It did say F them shoes. Okay, touche. Bone on the way. Let's go. Interesting. Probably a banshee. No, if it's a banshee, banshees can't stalk. They can't stalk the player on another floor, unless it's from an attic or a basement. Possible phantom. Interesting. All right, we'll make our way upstairs. We didn't see the power back in the other room, right? Now, listen, I mean, I did see the mirror right here. Oh, geez, dude. Very active. We will see. I swear it feels like it's following me. Unholy! Thank you for the biddies. They're very active. I finally managed to get the live show up on YouTube recommended. Let's go. All right, Ghosty. So we're sort of feeling like old Ghosty shorts. Checking to the stairs. You're thinking of the wrong map. We're thinking that it is a possible phantom. I was trying to call. Oh, no, it is not. Who's excited about their voice, right? I think everybody is, friend. Yeah, Shadow, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. All right. Well, if you are a phantom, let's bank on it being a phantom. Let's try that. Spirit box, ultraviolet, and dots. Okay. Let's try. Excuse you? Did me walking around drain 20? 20 of it is from the mirror. Ghosty, did you do the stuff in the thing? Why not thinking Wraith 2? I mean, it's either or. I have to pick one, right? It could be. The mirror drain is 20%. Did you? You sack of crap. Not very funny. Ghost, can you touch stuff? Just not me. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Are you here? Where are you? Okay. Let's get the power back on. Your mind went immediately to the ghost touch. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? All right, ghost. Check temps again. How to outrun a rev? You don't. Player speed literally can't outrun a Revenant. It's definitely I mean, it's kind of going back and forth. Why is it so cold in every room? I mean, I guess the power was off. It has to warm up a bit. By not letting us see you, touche. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? I'm not convinced it's still here. We had the mirror show me up here, but I don't know if it is. Yeah, it's snowing, but I was trying to keep the power on so that way we could warm up the rooms. Like, this should be getting warmer now, which it is. And then this room should be getting colder, which it kind of is, but not exactly. All right, let's go get more stuff. Because I could always peek in the mirror again. Played Nightmare for the first time last night. My friend muted her mic, let it go. Rude. Okay. Ghosty, I'm not sure where you are. I feel like the mirror is kind of deceiving me. Had a Goryo like Banshee and the Banshee go, oh man, it was the worst. Tips get better fast. The more you play, the better you're going to get. That is an orb in the front. And it just shut the power off again. What an absolute jerk face. Oh, and it farted on me. Great. That. No, I need you. There we go. I hate it here. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Oh, freezing. Ooh, there we go. Things. Orbs freezing. Ay, caramba. Could it be a mimic? It could be if I get some UV and I get a spirit box. We can surely try. Yes, sir. Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. Finally stopped snowing here. Can catch a stream. What up, 6 foot? Okay, so Revi, Yurei, Hantu, Onryo. Or a mimic, technically speaking. Now our sanity keeps getting drained. And I don't know if that's passive sanity that's just getting tanked or not. But we have some things we need to test for. I haven't successfully checked for ultraviolet. So ultraviolet, ghost writing, spirit box, and dots. We need one of you in there. We need some salts in there. Can it be? And then none of these are stalking ghosts. I think it showed us the mirror upstairs and the ghost is actually down here. Let's bring in a smudge. There we go. Sanity drain is 200%. There you go. That would explain it. I even read out the stats and I just didn't even see it. Yeah. Somebody just got merged. Thank you, Fred. Okay, not writing. Roger that. Where are you? Are you near? Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? Are you here? Where are you? I don't think so. I don't think so, Tim. What about Crucy? Nah, we'll be alright. It only keeps turning the power off all the time. Ghost, can you do something so I can check for UV? Please and thank you. That's a thing. Footsies. This is either a Hantu or a mimic. The power is off, which we want right now. We do want that. So this is what we're going to do. Here's the move. We are going to have it hunt and we're going to watch for its breath. The odds of this thing mimicking a Hantu is pretty low. Pretty low. Don't you come over here. No, you get your ass back over there. That's right. Oh, wait. I might be able to see me. Hold on. Hey. Oh, I can barely see me. All right. There's the breath. Now take me. Yep. We saw the breath. It had stank breath. It's a Hantu. It is a Hantu, or it is a mimic that was mimicking a Hantu. And I think the odds of that happening is extremely low. Oh, nobody puts flash in the corner. Oh. Machine gun steps. Yeah, exactly. And it was a Hantu. I tried Spear Box multiple times right where the ghost was, and we were not getting it. That's why I was feeling pretty confident about a Hantu. So nice. 5K. Look at that. That one was not bad. What I really liked about this weekly was how active the ghost is. It makes it so much more fun when the ghost is super active. So I really, even though, yes, you get all three evidence, your 75% speed, that was still a lot of fun. And you get your 5K, so nice. Done. Did you realize the weekly? Yeah. Yeah, I do the weekly first thing every Monday. Every single Monday. How do you not get burned out or tired of the game? Do you have any game that you really, really, really enjoy playing? You kept turning off the breaker. True, but that's not... I've had plenty of ghosts that are not Hantus that have turned off the breaker over and over and over and over again. That is never a sign of a Hantu for me. Yeah. What up, Brock? How are you? Curious, how are you? Xylore, thank you for the follow. Yeah, what game? Hi, Courtney. Dirty Dave, hello. GG's, bruh. New question. Can the mimic imitate the special abilities of other ghosts? Yes. Yes, that is one thing that makes the mimic pretty freaking awesome, is that they can mimic abilities. So a mimic can leave a 6-finger handprint. A mimic can give you a banshee wail, you know? Apex Legends? How do you not get bored of that? The mechanics don't change. You're doing the same thing over and over again. Hi, Hedgerona. How are you? Yeah, I mean, if you enjoy something enough, you're not going to get tired of it. I think anybody that plays the game wants new content. Always. You always want new content. But if you enjoy it enough, you will make it entertaining for yourself. We just finished the weekly. Yeah. I'm a good player. No, I'm not. What is my favorite weekly? Oh, I don't know. That's a hard question to answer. Tough question. What up, Janelle? How are you? Poop Lord. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Love the vids. Thanks, man. Oh my. Rafa, thank you for the 66 months. Oh no, dude, I'm not stopping. We're not done. No. I just did the weekly. I did the weekly. We're still gonna be playing. I'm not going anywhere. How long ago did you do your Spirit Box recordings? Oh Lord, I don't know now. I'd have to go back and check. Spin? Yes. Let me change my title and then we'll do a wheel spin. Boo boop. Is it possible to see the stats in the menu, like how many correct guesses and stuff? Yeah, I can pull mine up. Yeah, collected over 2,500 bones. Let's see. Most deaths to a demon. Ghosts identified 4,233. Misidentified 1,350. Completed over 14,000 objectives. I've been revived 29 times. 29. I've died 538 times. Out of how many investigations? I don't remember. Yeah, you're welcome. Of course. Up. The fact that Tanglewood is your most played location by Will is your favorite. Yeah. Yeah, we just play it a lot. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. We need to do a wheel spin, and then after the wheel spin, we're going to do some no evidence perfect games. Schedule 5 nights a week? Nope. If you do exclamation point schedule, you can see I am Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. The Wheel of Destiny. What up, agent? Do I have the Point Hope achievement? I do. Yeah, I have all of the... Hold on. All of these guys. Lighthouse, Ranger, Sunny Meadows, Apocalypse, Achievement Hunter, all those guys. All of those guys. Call me Fruit. How are you, friend? But let's spin a wheel. Let's spin a wheel. I renamed the source over here and I need to find what I did with it. It's not a claw. What do you mean? All right. What do we get? Oh, it's a game. Tis a game. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. There's nothing to join yet. Don't be a sheep. Unless you hear me tell you to join, unless you see something pop up in chat, there's nothing to join. Hey, Jocelyn. Mrs. Flash is doing great. She's doing great. Thank you for asking. Hey, Mace. Unjoined. That's better. That is better. But we need to join. Yeah, when I say it's time to join. Not yet. Sissy! Thank you for the 15 month. Happy birthday. Is it your birthday? Pre-join. Get out of here. Is it your birthday? Jerona. Happy birth! How do you join? I'll tell you in a second. We have to figure out what game it's going to be first. Arcade Paradise. Ooh. That's a good one. Have you guys ever seen that game before? You've not? Ooh, it's a good game, dude. It's a really good game. Hold on, let me go to the story page. I'll pull it up. It's this one. This is the one, Arcade Paradise. So manage profits, pick up gum, do the laundry, get coin to collect arcade units, and flip the family laundromat business to become an Arcade Paradise. It's really cool, and it's also in VR. Yeah, my little retro heart loved. I didn't play this game enough. I need to play it more. Yeah, it's yes, it is a sim. You do the laundry stuff to get money so you can build the arcade in the back. Phoenix played it? Yeah. Dude, it was a really fun game. Very, very cool. Again, it's in VR and stuff. Okay, there's no need for all that jazz. Okay, anyway. All right, we need to figure out who it is that is going to get this game. But I've played this game. I really enjoy it. Did the APOC 3 challenge and didn't get the trophies? Oh, I would report that, Murdoch, to the official Phasma Discord. I would report it. Yeah, 100% would report it. All right. If you're interested in getting a free Steam game, specifically Arcade Paradise, type goo in chat. I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm not going to change the word. We're just going to keep it nice and easy. Goo is the word. Goo is the word. I'll give you guys a minute to join that while you guys are joining that. You only need to type it once. Once you've typed it once, you're good to go. But again, this game, usually it's funny because these are all games from the Humble Bundle. And Humble Bundle is pretty freaking cool. The problem is I don't have enough time to play all these games. Some I've played, some I haven't. I would love to play more of them. But rather than let them just sit there and go to waste, I would much rather them go to peeps that are going to be able to play them. But it's not expensive, but it gives you an opportunity to win a free game. Yeah. Become dead tired. Oh, you're good, Razor. No worries. I totally understand, man. Steam game? Yes. Most of these will be Steam games when I do them. Yeah. All right. That is good to go. I've got the code there. Let me make it even faster. All right. You guys have 20 seconds to join by typing goo in chat. Goo. PS5. I'm sorry. Hopefully, I don't know if I have codes through there that are for PS5 or not. I'm hoping at some point, it's been a while, and Mel can attest to this, that I hope at some point we will get the opportunity to give away Phasmo codes again. I really, really hope so. We got to at one point. I really hope we get to again. That would be wonderful. All right. 5, 4. We're almost at 200. Once we hit 200, I'm starting it. No, goo is the word. Not bird. If you type goo in chat. All right, hold on. I'm going to turn this up just a smidge. Like to 10%. I hope your ear holes are okay. Oh, we're good. Imagine giving away a free digital copy of a game. Well, it wasn't free. I paid for it. So, yeah. Oh, let's start my Phasmo, which I earned that. And it's going to Seth. Let's go. Not sure. I know, Juju. I'm so afraid to. It's okay. I completely understand. Oh, God, where'd it go? There it goes. Sephi, GG's. Sephi, I am going to message you on, I'm going to DM you on Twitch, friend. Twitch Whisper. I'll get you a Twitch Whisper. Easy peasy, friend. Easy peasy. All right. Go there. There's the Whisper. Get you the code for the game. But yeah, if you guys don't have Humble Bundle and you like have tons and tons and tons and tons of time to play games, boy, would I recommend it. It's not that expensive. It's really not. All right, did I spell that right? Yeah, I did. There we go. Sephi, enjoy, friend. It is such a great game. That one was a blast. I loved it. All right, now I can remove it. Otaku, how are you? We can save it. Or not. Gosh darn it. Sorry, I have to go through this process. How does it work? The Humble Bundle. So you pay a monthly subscription and then they give you a select number of games every month. Every month. So it's called the Humble Choice. And every month, I forget exactly how much it is now. But like when you subscribe for so many months, you get a discount. So like I have a 20% discount because I've been subscribed for over 12 months. But like this month, these are the games that are from this month. So like I have my monthly subscription, which again is not that expensive. If I recall, it's like 20 or like 25 bucks, something like that. I get all of these games, all of them. Yeah. And every month, every single month, you get just a batch of games. Some of them are going to be like indie lower games. Sometimes you might get games that are really expensive games. It just depends. It's different every month. But it's a really awesome idea, especially if you're just looking for different types of games to play. Yeah, it's very cool. Do the games go away after a month? No. There are certain, can anyone subscribe? Absolutely. There are certain games that are time sensitive that you have to redeem them, but for the most part, no. Kind of like PS Plus. Yeah. Sorry, I have to re-log in so I can save my stuff. There we go. Fixed it. Log nut. Fixed it. Oh, it's $11.99. Wait, what am I thinking? That's $25. Hold on. What subscription do I have that's 25? Maybe I'm thinking of the pass. I think I'm thinking of the pass for my kids. Never mind. It's $11.99. I lied. Here. Let me see. Yeah, 12 bucks a month price point for the Humble Monthly. 10 curated games to keep every month compared to 9 from the premium plan. Full access to the Humble Trove, up to 20% Humble Store discount. There you go. There you go. Absolutely. I stand corrected. It's only 12 bucks. But you get games sometimes that are worth like 30, 40, 50, $60. Craziness. All right. Let's get back to it, shall we? Is it random games? Yes. They are. The games that you are given through the Humble Bundle are random. Yep. The wife wants merch. Where do we go? If you type !merch, Ghost, you can check out the store. Yeah, if you guys ever have suggestions of things that you'd like to see in there, please feel free to put that in my Discord in the suggestions channel. I'm always all ears, friends. Yeah. Can I tell your kids to go to bed? They really like watching me. You should go to bed. Okay. That's all I got. My flash shirt should arrive tomorrow. Let's go. What time is it for you that your kids are awake? I mean, it's 10 o'clock for me. I guess that's not too late for some people. My kids are already in bed. That's why I stream the time that I do, because my kiddos are already in bed. A music box replica would be cool. There already is one. Yeah. Phasmophobia partnered with a music box company to make it. Expecting full dad voice? Nah. They're not my kids. 2 and a 3-year-old, good old 7:30. 8 o'clock is our typical time. The older ones can stay up a little bit longer, but you still have to be in your room and you can be awake for a little bit longer thing. So not downstairs terrorizing the house. All right. So now we are moving on to no evidence perfect game time. Shall we? I just went around the bin for no reason. So we'll go here. Reset, nightmare, ghost. How much sanity? Normal. You vote Camp Woodwind? I could try. No, no evidence, King. Not insanity, no evidence. This is correct, yes? Yes. Okay. Re-enable our loadouts. Do I have anything unlocked? I do. Chat, choose those map. Oh, you think I hate myself that much? All right. Question is, where am I going first? Where am I going first? Got school tomorrow. See you later, dude. Have a good one. Good old Tangle Street. Willow. Granok 8. There's a lot of Willows in the chat. We'll go with Willow. We'll start there. No evidence. Perfect game. That is our aim for tonight. Our aim for tonight is to only get perfect game for our no evidence runs. If I don't get it, I don't know. Then I fail. Mr. Song, hello, friend.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating.
All right. We have an Emily Doug.
Copy intel. Looks like this
Words.
is going to be
We have an
a
Emily Douglas,
I've reported
EMF,
violence, and
Incense,
it looks like they left in a
Escape.
hurry.
Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. Let's go find our ghosties, shall we? If you don't get it, you don't get it. That is the price we pay. If I don't get it right, or if I don't get a perfect game, well, then we don't get a perfect game. If you don't get it right, stream ends. Hey. Hey. Oh, hello, lovely. Good to see you. Happy day. Now, even though it is no evidence, we still take these things in so we can figure out where the ghost is. Oh, Lambie, I never take advantage of things like that. I think it's not challenging to go to God spots. No, I play the game like normal because the second they take away your God spot, well, then what are you going to do? So play the game like normal, friend. Yeah. Hey, what up, Tombo? We have a bone. Ghosty. Hello. Playing until I lose. You're right, I would lose immediately. Playing until I lose. Well, it was fun. 20-minute stream. It's gonna be dead quiet. Or not. You stinky. That doesn't go there. All right, we got our ghost. Yep. Oh, hey, how are you? All right. It's a gamer. So old ghosty pants is all the way in the back to the right. Sounds good. Having a ghost that crawls on the walls and ceilings would be wild. There was a bug at one point in the game where the ghost did go on the ceiling, and I have a clip of it somewhere. I think whose stream? It was Angry Pug that I found it. It was crazy looking. But yeah, that'd be awesome. That would be really, really cool. Okay, let's do... We need to do some tests. We need to do some tests. We're going to take some salt. We're going to take photo camera. We're going to take video camera. Check for Orbeez. Thinks it's around today. Oh, are you talking about the voice recognition? They said last week, they said see you next week. So we shall see. On-road tests are so finicky for you. Well, I'll definitely do. That wasn't very kind. All right, I see no orbicals. Pretty sold on the room. Ninja! Hi, friendo! I win these. No, you do not. I hate it here. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate you. Chels, hello, how are you? Splash, welcome in. You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So, ghosty room confirmed. Gonna walk in some salt. Ghosty. That might be screwed. Hi, Enners. Okay, never mind. Oleg, hello. I'm doing well, friend. How are you? The fam is good. The fam be good, though. Unicorn, thank you for the sub. This might be screwed. It's partially under the bed. I wonder if that's going to do anything bad to it. Let's go get a photo of the bone, and then we'll come back. Yeah? Wonder, I'm good. How are you? How goes it? It goes, man. How are you? Got it. When am I going to play VR again? That's a great question. I don't know. I doesn't know. Step in the door frame salt. Yeah, I got a photo of it. I got a photo. And now we got a photo of that one. I'm gonna try. Hey, yo. Ghost fart or normal? Oh. Was that the laptop? Oh, it might have been the shoe. I don't know. Whatever. Either way, we need to do some more tests. All is well. You need to make a video on how to connect VR to Steam to Oculus 2 if that's what you figure. No, I would never. I'm not uploading VR how-to videos. You know how much of a pain in the ass it was for me to get VR to work? No shot. We'll take this, do this. I could take some more salt. We can do crucifix. Yeah, let's do the things. Are you winning, son? I'm alive right now. We'll see. Spent over an hour debugging. Dude, I spent like weeks debugging. I was just asking. Well, that wasn't then asking. That was telling me what to do. Ghost, hush. Hush. All right. Where's my camerato, Mr. Roboto? I said you should. Correct. That's not a question. Thanks for all the YouTube videos that have made this game more. Oh, I appreciate you, Unicorn. I'm glad you're enjoying them, friend. Oh, you jerkhole. It cut the power off. I think. Oh, F your face. Gosh darn it. It was a shoot. No, I heard a window knock. There was a window knock for sure. All right. Wait a minute. Was that the switch? Oh, it must have turned it off. That was so confusing. Ghost, one more, please. Not a gym. Correct. Not a gym. Not a wraith. Yeah. I don't think I've been ghost balled yet. Ghosty, can you blow out this last one, please? It is HR chucking stuff. This is true. Okay, now it farted on me. Oh my gosh, I hate it here. Sam, thank you for the subs. Okay. Okay. We can breathe for a second. Hold on. All three. All three. Just need one more. Okay. Oh, yeah. So what do we know? Took a photo in the photo. Nope. No orbs. Probably not a mimic. What else do we know? We know we got ghost farted on. Not an Oni. Yeah. Boost McGee! What up, Fred? How was your stream? I don't know why I just threw that down. I pressed the wrong button. Okay. Oh, and no Onryo. Listen. Okay. Was that a Cruci burn? Wait a minute. I didn't hear a damn thing. Yes. Excuse you. All right. You're coming with. It's been very, very active. I think that's a good call. Probably not a shade. All right. I do have a smudge. No, I don't think it's an Onryo. We literally did an Onryo test. So I don't think so. It was good. Getting back there. Can't wait for the PC parts to arrive. You're getting a new computer. Ooh. How's the night going? Going well so far. We're about to let this ghost hunt us and figure out what it is, hopefully. Use a music box. It would be a waste right now. My sanity is very low. So I don't want to waste it. Wait a minute. Is this a myling? Maybe not. I do hear it. Dang. At first I thought myling, but I don't think so. It's quiet, but I don't think it's quiet enough. Yeah, I don't think it's quiet enough. You're a viewbot? Oh, okay. We can ban you. No worries. Ghosty, what are you? Finished the weekly early, which was fun. It was good. The ghost was active. It's harder to hear it. Yeah, fair play. I have my headphones up very loud. Very loud. What's up, Nyan? How are you? Don't hunt me for a sec. If you don't mind. Do a little Pulte check. Right to me. It's a crawling child. Gross. Gross. All right. Let's go have a think. Can't wait to play some of the games you've been streaming. Oh, I can't wait to see you play them, Jamie. Fast food sim. Good God. Okay, so we have a normal speed ghost. Normal speed. I don't think it's a yokai because I'm pretty sure we just tested that. I need to do a smudge test. The blinks look pretty normal as well, but it doesn't matter because both of these were already canceled out. But if we're looking at ghosties with their speed, I mean, Moroi, I guess you could say is possibly still there, but I don't think so. We have electronics, not a Raiju. I'm still uncertain about a myling. Not a Hantu, not a Revi, not a Dio, not a Thay. I didn't see it transform, but we could see it again. You know what I mean? Why do you close the door to the living room when it hunts? Because I don't want it to see me right away. Yeah, the ghost can't see through doors. I could do a Banshee test, see if it stalks us, which I don't think it has. It doesn't seem like it's throwing a lot. Yeah. All right, let's get it done one more time. I'll smudge and then we'll go get more stuff. Did you hear it? This little stinky good for nothing. Look at it. No, no. Hey, hey, I was kidding. It was a joke. I am sorry. I didn't mean it. Hey, hey, hey. All right, this should land. There we go. Hey! You little shit! Here's a question. Which door did it slam? Will, thank you for the 10 months. Okay. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. I was about to say, this game is broken. Why did it just start a hunt again? Rude. Listen, man. You have food and water in the bowl. What else do you want? Stop breaking all the lights. God damn it. It keeps following me around and breaking all the lights I turn on. All right, do a Uri thing. Do it again. Okay. No, I'm losing it. Let's go get some more smudges and stuff. Photo-wise, I'm good. I have all 3 stars. That's fine. We have all the objectives. It's literally just making sure we know that it is a Uri. Ay, caramba. All right, I've got both of those. Well, we have a crucifix in there. I'm just going to grab all 3 of these. Easy, Mayor. But it was an event. They often close. No, so we heard that door slam from all the way in the back of the house. Nowhere. We were nowhere near the ghost. Nowhere near it. Oh, shit. Yeah. It's cheating. Bone? Already got it. Nocturnal, thank you, friend. Have a good night. Thank you, Human Aid. Thank you. Does Coach and Aldi still stream? Not seen the stream for a while. Yeah, they do. It's she was away for a little bit. Yeah, they absolutely do. When does Coach get home? Let's smudge it again. Hopefully this will buy us time to see a Uri ability. Ghosty, wake up. What up, Preston? How are you? Ratty, how are you? All right. Uri ability, please. All the doors are open. Using sound sensors doesn't make the ghost use its ability. Hello? Ghosty? Hello? What's your name? Emily? Emily? Oh, you're still chilling here. Would you shut this door, please? Can hear from the truck. Yeah, but that's boring just sitting in the truck. Ghost, please do the thing. Please. That's creepy and unnecessary. It's gonna hunt. Gosh darn it. get here. Storm, thank you for the 11 months. Oh my God. Quinn, thank you so much for the 20 months. Oh my God, you guys. Thank you so much. Spectrum, how are you? Thank you for the follow. Gosh darn it. Will you do it? We heard you. You know what? I'm gonna smudge you again, nerd. Oh, you don't like that? Yeah, that's right. F them shoes. Yeah. Oh my God. Fent, thank you for the prime due to Ting. I didn't set a good timer. Oh well. Hey, don't you want privacy? You should probably shut the door. Your ability in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe there's a stream delay. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, that's so confusing. Could it be Mimic? There's no orbs. Is it just a really crappy Ure? I know, you enjoy your games. I get it. That's not what I need, though. It's gonna hunt. Gosh, darn it. Can I get there in time? Probably not. When did I get the countdown right? It's occasional. Ugh. Oh, it did. Oh, there we go. I was like, why did I? Oh, it turned the light on. 100% not a mare now. Real spicy. That's cool. Here, do you want me in here with you when you do it? Okay, now do it. Nothing? Wants me there for the hunt. I'm going Ure. It's not, I'm not waiting around 30 years for this thing to do this. No. That sounded like a Ure door slam, and we don't have orbs in that area. And I threw the camera down. Oh well. We're going for it. Is it bullying me? It's just not doing the Ting. It's doing everything but, unfortunately. And there's nothing I can do about it. Ghost is just being mean. Yeah. That is what we heard.
I've prepared some jobs for you.
That's exactly what we heard. Do we have one ghost ability? It just wouldn't do it again. Oh well. Whatevs. That is a perfect no evidence run. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. There's one. Let's do another one. I have ads to run first before we do another one. But we will do more. One is more than zero. Very true. Touche. All right. Again, friends, I do ads so that way you don't have pre-rolls. So I do 3 minutes every hour. So I'm going to go ahead and do them. So go take a break if you're not subbed and you don't have turbo. Or if you are, it doesn't matter. We're not going anywhere until they're done. So BRB. See you in 3. The area was EP, I guess. I keep getting that damn kid ghost. That stupid kid ghost model that crawls all the time. Made steak and eggs. Ooh. Oh, you made a steak and egg sandwich. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds pretty yummy. As the great Chinggis says, Daddy Bezos demands to be fed. This is facts. Can't wait to see the models updated. Yeah, me too. I'm very excited to see what they have in mind for player models and ghost models. I am also very much excited. We don't know. Again, we don't know when that's happening. We just know that it's in the pipeline at some point. I wish more streamers did this. Emily, a lot of the streamers I watch do this. A lot. Yeah. See you, Scooby. Have a good one, man. Biggs has a flavor of sunflower seeds that you might love. Old Bay seasons. Is that some like sort of Maryland thing? You saying just because I'm from Maryland that I love Old Bay? That I put Old Bay on everything? Just because it's true and I do love it doesn't mean you have to like stick me into like a category, stereotype me. Which one is it? Biggs? I'll have to try it. It's good. I'll have to give it a shot. I like sunflower seeds. I do. I don't eat them very often, but they are good. Do you happen to catch the Siege announcement? Oh, about 2? Siege 2? Rainbow Six Siege 2? Media map next? Maybe. We'll see. I did, Jamie. I did see that. I haven't played on PC. The only FPS game I've played on PC so far has been Call of Duty. That is it. And that wasn't even a lot either. Falcon, thank you for the 2 months. There's an R6 too. I don't know. I thought I saw a clip about it. I could be wrong. Yeah. Wild Headache. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Chrono. I hope you feel better. Hype for The Last of Us 2. Nice. There you go. Boop, boop, boop. Boo, doo, boo, doo, boo, boo. Sorry, I need a winder. I need a winder. Let's see. Hold, please. Yeah. Literally the second one. It's called Rainbow Six Siege X. Literally Rainbow Six Siege 2. This is a video posted by Ubisoft a day ago. Yeah. Do you play Siege? I used to on Xbox. Yeah. It's not a new game though. So what is Rainbow Six Siege X then? Why change it at all? Like why add a name to it? As long as you don't play League. I don't play any of that stuff. It's going to be a graphical update. Ah, got you. Understood. Stand corrected. So they're doing, hold on, wait. So is Rainbow Six Siege X just an update? Or are they literally changing the name? Because if they're changing the name, that doesn't make any sense if it's the same game with just updated graphics. Boop, 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 boop. It's an update. Just an update. Okay. Giant update. Yeah, don't change the name. I'm surprised that game has been around for so effing long. It has been rocking and rocking and rocking for a while. But yeah, there's a teaser trailer out, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I thought this was an entirely different game. I was wrong. I'm excited to see the gameplay. I like watching some people like Jinxie play. They talked about it at the Siege Invitational. Ooh. I used to watch some of those content creators. There was like, oh man, Matimio, like, what was his name? Something like that. I don't know. I used to watch them when I played on Xbox. They're putting it on a new engine. I wonder how it'll play. That'll be cool. Maybe I'll play it. Marley? Is it Marley? What's my favorite operator? Oh, dude, I don't know. I used to use mute all the time. No, what's his name? Hold on. I'm trying to think of the people that I used to watch. Macy J. I remember watching Macy. Yeah. Running while grappled. Fire hydrants now affect the environment. Better graphics. I have played Headliners. Yes. Dude, it was so fun. I cannot wait to play it again. Headliners was amazing. Yeah, that was hilarious. It was so fun. Better audio, etc. Okay. Maybe I'll have to download it. Again, I played on Xbox. I haven't played on PC. I love watching FPS because I suck at them. There's a lot of really amazing players that are nuts. New operators. Because I haven't played since I've been on PC, there's like a crap ton of new operators I've never even seen. How many hours? Dude, I don't know. Not that much. But again, that was on Xbox years ago. Yeah. Jordan, thank you so much for the sub, friend. I appreciate you. And Zero, thank you for the 19 months. Is the update out yet? For Phas? No. There's been no announcement. If you're ever curious if there's an update for Phas, always make sure that you check the official Phasmo Discord. Make sure you're following their socials, or you'll hear some of the content creators talk about it. Let's start. No, I'd rather not. The new one's like a castle for attack. Interesting. So how does that work? Like, if castle is reinforced doors and stuff. Ever play War Thunder? No. No. Man. Nothing wrong with talking? No. Every request to start will mean 3 more minutes of chatting. This is correct. I should have a timer. That's actually a fantastic idea. Metal door that can be opened by both teams by shooting a little red part of the door. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'll have to look it up. Is the streamer ending? Please don't start. Oh, I see, Sid. Touche, touche. All right. I could go to Woodwind. We did say we were going to possibly do Woodwind. I'm the sweat of the good old boys on FPS games. Mike wasn't a shooter. Listen, hey, you relax yourself. I tried really hard. I tried. All right. No evidence. Perfect game at Woodwind. Incoming, I think. We keep you distracted. Roger that.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before
Attacker equipment, gun, kind of like grip equipment. Ah, I got you. I'll have to watch some videos on it. Yeah, I really thought that it was like an entirely new game. I didn't realize it was just an update. Yeah, I appreciate you letting me know. I definitely want to look into it. I don't play them, but I like watching them. I enjoy watching the game. A lot of people did. Fair play. Yep. What are we talking about? Rainbow Six Siege getting an update. Still part of that group you made for. Oh my god. Made your heart happy today. What happened? What happened? Lithium, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Alrighty. We have us a Livy Lancaster, Ghost Event, Crucifix, and Repel, and it's foggy. I like fog. Maybe we try to speed run this one. You know? Maybe we try to do a little speed run. I go walking in here, find the ghost, put some salt down. I should probably grab my headlamp so we can at least have a little extra light. Alright, ghost. Show yourself. That was really shiny for no reason. Ghost, do the thing. Hey, what up, Royal? Ghosty. Where you at, bruh? Looking for the bone while we do this. Oh, it's a shoe. Ghosty. Ghosty. I think that's normal. Oh, shiny. I thought it was something. I thought it was an object that moved. Oh, gross. Let me go find the bone. Whoa, why is the lighting on this look so different? What the hell? All right, not a mare. Ooh, excuse you. Hey, the boat. I like it though. I mean, I don't know why it looks different. But yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. Let's get you. We know we're going to get photos. Repel, crucifix. Well, we can do this. We'll just get those over there, even though that's not going to be that helpful right now. Get that, and let's get this. No shade. Probably not, but hard to say right now. Green tent. What about it? If you're about to tell me about some sort of safe spot, you are more than welcome to hold your breath. What looked different? The lighting. The lighting looked really different. It was weird. Meggers! Hi, friend. All right. I have crucifixes down. Obviously, those are not going to stop a cursed hunt, but we can stop the hunt after this one. So we're going to take a photo. That's not a camera. We're going to take a photo of it. We are going to run away from it. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't start right on top of us. If it does, yikes. Hey, Cassie, how are you? We need to catch up. Absolutely, Jamie. 1,000,000%, dude. It's been so freaking long. All right. We try. Hello, Pamela. I really hope that counted. Normal? Okay, I mean, by normal, you know what I mean. Oh, is that a Pulte? Or is this a Jin? Is that a Jin sprint? I think she Jin sprinted. Would you F off? Not a fan of the tent exploits? No. No. Literally cheating just so that you can live through this game and get XP and money in this map. I hope that they silently patch it and all you see all day for like a single day is everybody that tries to do them just getting murked. You know how fun that's going to be? I can't wait to browse streams that day. Oh, it's going to be glorious. Like, I don't know what is up. I can't explain it. I don't know why the lighting just feels different today. Yeah, weird. Okay. I have a timer going. I should have grabbed a video camera. Crap, it's too late. Foggy? I mean, I play with Foggy a decent amount. Did that count? It did. It could be the fog, maybe. How good is this game? Good enough to keep coming back for it. It keeps messing with the tent flap. It should eat Cruci if it stays over there. Shocker. Jin or Mimic? I think so. That's what I think. Well, the speed was pretty normal. What I could do, I could take some sanity If we're really thinking that's what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. We'll take those 3. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and we're gonna take this and go check it out. Did your graphic? No, I haven't changed any of this stuff. They might be right. Maybe it's that when I play this map, I don't play fog on this map very often. So maybe the lighting just seems different. It doesn't seem necessarily bad. It just seems different. Waiting for my sanity to replenish. Probably good enough. Okay, I really don't want you over there. Oh no. Was that my breath? No orbs, yeah? Do you have a filter on? No, I don't use filters on my actual game screen. The only time I ever use a filter is in OBS to help you guys sometimes if I'm in a really dark spot, but I don't use any on my screen. Jiminy! Literally invisible. Real cute, Pam. Look, see the shadow of your little toesies. To chip the breaker? No, and it's gonna be really tough. It's gonna be really tough to know if it does the Jin ability. I could have done another hunt and then I could have seen if it sprinted again. I want to do it this way. That would be nice. Oh, pancakes. How is your viewing so clear? How is my viewing so clear? What? I mean, my brightness is just all the way up. I mean, clear, I can't help you there. No, sound sensor won't help. Unfortunately, you can't hear the EMF in the sound sensor. It's just not a thing. Now, for the Jin to use its ability, you have to be near it. Me knowing if it's doing it, I could sit here like this and see if this goes off. It's over here. It's knocking on the wood and stuff. Still dumb it's that way. Agreed. I did put another suggestion inside of the Discord about being able to hear different things on the parabolic and stuff, like the EMF. We can hear writing. Why can't we hear things like the EMF? Is the game better on VR or just regular? Well, you can't play it on PS4, but you could try to play both and then you decide. I can't tell you what's better for you. What's 10 exploit? The ability to save spots using the tents. It's been around for a really long time. Okay. There's one less noise. It's like either that or have it get within hunting range again. Hi, Pam. Here, you know what? Drain my sanity. Thank you. Never. That sounds like a sprint to me. Yes, sir. Could do it one more time. Is on PS5, correct. So it wouldn't be on PS4. Jin sprint when far? Hold on. We'll wait for it to. We'll get it to hunt again now that we're within range, which is great. We'll get it to hunt one more time. All right, you're hunting from over there, which is good. I need the other crucifix, which I don't know where it is. I think it's over here. There it is. All right. So we want to listen to the speed when it's nowhere near us. Yeah. King. What up, dude? Twisted, thank you for the sub. So now we listen. Could turn off the brake. I want to make sure it sprints. Listen. Listen, Linda. Perfectly normal speed, and then the second it sees me, sprints. That's a gin. Got you, got you, got you. I picked up the bone. Roger that. What's the hardest ghost? One of the hardest ghosts is definitely, well, it depends on what difficulty you're playing on. But Shade can be really annoying, especially to find on larger maps because it's not doing anything. That can be tough. All right, we got it. We're pretty sold on what she is. We heard that sprint earlier. I just really wanted to be sure. Had to make sure of it. Doesn't the Revenant also speed up? Yes, but when it's not sensing you or it doesn't know where any player is, it's really, really slow. Yeah. It's a little more obvious. Ginny Gin. Testing for the Gin ability on Woodwind is tough because the breaker itself is a generator, which is loud, and you can't hear a damn thing. Yeah. Sweet. Another one down. Where to next? Good run. Thank you, thank you. I'm surprised. Woodwind's always a scary one because if the ghost is... If it chooses a bad room, then you're screwed. Is it true the voice recognition is coming to console this week? That's what official Phasmo said. Yeah. We will see. They were... In the Trello, it says that it was closed beta testing. So we know that we're close, and then they made that announcement. Random? Sunny Meadows? Just go full send? Go Sunny? I could. It's on the table. It's definitely not off the table. Sweet Bobby, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Prison has no balls. That's good to know. Listen, I almost would rather do Sunny Meadows because we do prison a lot. Finding the bone's really gonna suck on these large maps, but yeah. Again, blooper, I don't use exploit spots because I don't think it's necessary. Yeah. Random's gonna be prison anyway. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. You know what? We're doing it. Full Sunny. No evidence. Perfect game. The bone, easy peasy. It's gonna be sitting inside of the chapel waiting for us. I hope. Thank you, Megan. Appreciate it.
Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the
Oh boy.
investigation.
Are you using curse objects? If I have to.
Looks like this
Yeah.
is going to be a tough one.
If I have to.
Violence, and it looks like they left
I believe. I don't know if I do, but we'll find out. And no evidence is the ghost room still colder. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. You're just not going to get, if the ghost that you have is normally a freezing temp ghost, you're not going to get that ever. You're just going to get a colder room. Yeah. What do we have? Okay, it looks calm, but sounds windy. So we have Jay Robinson, Crucifix 25, and EMF. It's not that bad. You know, I have upgraded you know what? No, I'm backing out. Hold on. I have upgraded parabolic.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Yeah. Listen, if I got the toys, man, I should probably use them. All right. Tier 3. There it is. You didn't get a perfect game. Shucks. How's the night going? The night's good. How are you, friend? I hate it here. All right, Sunny Meadows. We go back. How long have I been playing Phas? For like 4 years.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating.
All right.
This here seems to be linked
It's
to a
waning.
object.
Susan.
Closer look.
We need a photo, incense, and parabolic. Let's ride. So we're going to take these with us. Go find Ghosty. Jess, welcome in. How are you? Just watched one of the YouTube videos. I was like, I wonder if he's live. I appreciate you for coming in. Hello. No blood moon. No. We're fine, kind of. In a manner of speaking. Oh, there's the power. Beautiful. Ding, ding. Hiding. Lovely. Let's do a quick little bone search, yeah? You never know. Good girl Ghost. Hello. What up, Fez? You're scared? You should be. For all we know, we might. I mean, if we get the Ouija board, that's a Yahtzee. You're not a Ouija board at all, are you? Oh, yikes. Okay. That's not helpful. Let's look for the bone while we're in the room, yeah? All right, let's go find the ghost. Tiny Ouija boards. I don't think that's how that works. Can you check the cams to find the ghost room on Sunny? Technically, yes, if the ghost is in the correct rooms. When I say correct rooms, I mean like if it's in that front area or if it's in the courtyard, you could see orbs. Your question, is that Caulk always lying down? I don't know why. I feel like I want to look through the middle first. Yes. Do you guys, I would say, I never look behind that door. Oh, F your face. Oh, no. It's in the kitchen. I don't like you. Gosh darn it. I do wish for sanity. Gosh darn it. Okay, dude. How much chalky milk you gotta make? Pooped in so many sinks. Oh, goo. Banshee whale? Do it. Imagine a banshee whale. You'd be my hero. It's a chef. Is that the rat from Ratatouille? Oh, we have hiding right here. See it? Almost looked like the skull was on the floor in the room without the door in the hallway. I will 100% double check. Junior Master Chef. You donkey. Not a mare? Got to admit. I thought that was a possible see you later. Make sure we just do a quick little once over in these rooms. So the room without the door, you thought you saw a skull. Oh, this might have been what you saw, Grandma. The alarm clock. Which, fair play. If you're looking quickly, yeah, that absolutely could look like a ting. All right. It doesn't feel like it's stalking me. How on earth did I miss this? I'm sorry. No. Allow me to backpedal and reiterate. How did all of us miss this? You know why it might have been? Hold on. If I came in like this, and I went over like this, and like this, and went like this, unfortunate pathing. No, I have a feeling we actually did not see it. I think that's what happened. We were focused on those little tiny Ouija boards. Wow. Do we think it's a stalking ghost? That would be great if it was. Need a big ass sign. Oh, a little like a little pointy arrow saying it's the bone. Oh my god. Ay caramba. Oh. Hey Flash, sorry I'm an explorer, so I don't think it'll make it in time. But the bone's in the front hallway by the church. Oh, thank you, Cynical. Just in time. I can almost see it on the camera. Thank you. How are you, by the way? Hi. Day vibes? I don't know. I'm not certain. Right now, I'm wondering if we have a possible Stalky McStalkerson. So we're going to test that theory by putting some things here in the front and going from there. Also, hold on. We do have a camera over in the kitchen. It's for shite, but I mean, I don't know why it's so dark, but it is there. Also, we know that it's not a mare because it turned a light on. What do you start with? Depends on the run. I guess the candle would kind of be worthless. Yeah, the candle would be worthless. What we're going to do is we're going to put salt down and see if it walks through. Yeah, let's do that. Do the take. That here. Oh, I was like, that's the wrong thing. Now, this could be useless. Like, this could be a waste of salt, but it might not be. So let me go get a crucifix and we'll go stand inside of here. Crucifix, get an EMF, get a smudge. There we go. To do something amazing. Well, that could be anything. That's just normal stuff. Nothing crazy. False shells. You got chalky. Yeah, at least I have 2 of them. And then if I do 2 of them and then it throws an object, boom. Also, I have the bone and the cursed object. So I have bone and tarot cards. Bone, tarot cards, 2 chalky milk sinks. Easy peasy. So we'll give it a minute. How do you level up fast? Do very high multiplier games as fast as you possibly can. What am I testing for? Testing to see if it's possibly a stalking ghost or a teleporting ghost. Because if the ghost comes over this way, then it's already down to technically 4 ghosts, but it just depends on how it gets here. If it doesn't walk in any of the salt and then all of a sudden I have an EMF on me, it's a wraith. If it walks through the salt and comes over to us and sets the EMF off, it's a phantom. If it walks through the salt and then comes over here and does not set the EMF off, it's a banshee. Aren't you too far away? Nope. Phantoms can stalk you anywhere. Wraiths can teleport anywhere. And the banshee can stalk you on the same floor. Or it can stalk to a floor above or below if it's on Point Hope. Or if it's in an attic or a basement, it can stalk to the main floor. How do you not get bored of the game fast? When you enjoy the game, you don't get bored of it. Try different challenges. Do different things. Don't do only no sanity, no evidence runs all the time. Change it up. Do a nightmare game. Do insanity. Do even lower runs. Do speed runs. There's plenty of different things, plenty of different challenges to try. Yeah. Watch on YouTube before I go to bed. And run into the background. I appreciate you. Thank you, friend. When you start to understand, well, a misconception that people think is that when you start to understand more about the game, you get bored of it. And I think it's reverse of that. The more you understand, the more you can mess with, test, try different things because you understand what's going to happen. Yeah. Don't worry about winning every round. Right. You're not going to win every round. That's right. Mr. Chinggis. Hello, friend. The amount of times you get asked. I know. Well, I mean, that answers your question about like someone else, how they feel about it. They're getting bored. So if somebody is getting bored, I think the real question is, if I'm getting bored of the game, what should I do? Play another game. Take a break. Come back. Don't like force yourself to play over and over if you're getting bored. Or if it's just, I want to try something different. Try something different. No one's stopping you. Just do it. If they're getting bored, turn off Wiimod and stop cheating. Amen. All right. I don't think we have a stalking ghost, or it definitely doesn't feel that way. I could use tarot cards and make it hunt. Maybe. The voices inside your head. No. Bone. It's going to event right on top of me. Oh, that was mean. You're not hunting, right? Oh. There's that useless hermit card we talked about. And tower. Ghost? Hello? Almost sounded fast at first. It sounds normal now. It's just pacing around the kitchen. Why am I missing footsteps? Hermit hunt. Imagine if it actually was trapped. Pretty normal. Yeah. Doesn't Obake missteps? That's the word on the street. Which does make me wonder. How we know that's a bot. We don't know for sure. It's just rumored or experienced. People have noticed when they when footsteps sound like they're missed. They've had the Obake a lot. Is my sanity low enough for a hunt? Well, I guess it doesn't matter now, does it? Mother.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
As welcome in. Hi. I'm doing no evidence perfect games. The hanged man kind of stops that from happening. But we're fairly certain the reason we knew the ghost was an Obake was because we heard footsteps. I say we heard, even though it's not heard. It sounded like there were footsteps being missed during the hunt, and it's rumored. It's definitely not meant to be that way. There's no way that was coded, but people have noticed the ghost missing steps in the middle of the hunt like that, and it's an Obake. So we got it right by doing that. I didn't live. Does the step skip when it changes? I don't know. That's a fantastic question. I don't know. Ryan, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I hope you had a good stream, friend. Smash and burn. Start listening for that. Yeah, I would love to hear it again. That would be awesome. Chat chooses punishment. Okay. It was a short Sunny Meadows. It was. Redo? What do you mean redo? Watch a YouTube video about the Easter egg on Lighthouse. Appreciate it, of course. Absolutely. I'm glad you, well, if you did it already, I don't know if you did or not. I hope you did. Chat his ears. I could. Let me do chat his ears. Something a little different outside of no evidence. I could do that, or I could stick with no evidence runs. Yeah? Wait. Well, yeah doesn't help me. It's like, I could do this. I could do this. Yeah. When you res after you die. I had a high priestess that was a full card. Yeah. Do chat his ears as punishment? Okay. Okay. All right. Where's it happening? Where are we doing it? We don't want to do it on a larger map because that just would take 1,500 years. Good night, Wolf. Have a good one, dude. What is chat his ears? So chat his ears is when I can't hear the game, but you guys can, and you try to guide me. Willow? We already did Willow. Tangle? Edge? Ridge? Please, Woodwind, Edge, Point, Hope, Edge. All right, let's do Edgefield. We'll do Edgefield. Point, Hope, so we suffer. No, not doing it. All right, we'll do this on Nightmare. Nightmare's good. It makes us still have to think, even though I can't hear the game. Yeah? Alrighty, chat his ears. We know how this works. I won't be able to hear the game, but you guys will. You need to be helpful, and you need to let me know when you hear things that the ghost does. I do not need to know the things that I do. Okay? Okay. You taste orbs. All right, good talk. I'm glad we're here.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before.
And no, they're not real. They're fake. They're prosthetics.
There have been new reports of a cursed object nearby. This must be the reason.
You can feel the dots. Lovely.
Take a look.
You're doomed. I kind of expect it every time I stream. That is bound to happen. Oh, ghost fart? Nope, sorry, that was me. What do we have? We have a Carol Sherman, 25% parabolic. Perfect when you can't hear the game. And escape. All right, sounds good. Like, parabolic. Did I get it? Sounds great. Lovely, good, great, grand. You see me. That's not helpful at all. All right. I can do power. It's hunting. Okay, you can at least try to be creative. Ooh. Hi, friend. Good to see you. We'll F those shoes a little bit. Ghost in the kitchen making popcorn. It better share. No hunting, right? Okay, we're good. It's behind you. Again, that is not a sound cue. Does it really matter if you grab the keys or not? Yeah, the keys in the truck, you need to open the door to the house. The keys inside of the house, you need to stop the freaking car from going off. Power's on. Thank you. You guys are so useful. Chikaria, welcome in. So I've been playing this for a while. How long have you been playing it for? Like, honestly, like 4 years at this point. I've been a Kinetic Games partner for 2 going on 3. So official content creator for the game. F them shoes. We will. I need to find the ghost first. Ghosty. Hello. Hello. Did you actually hear a door touch? I don't think you did. I think you might be lying to me. Nothing yet. Okay, so we just have liars. The ears are prosthetics. Yeah. I don't have real ears. They're fake. Ghost. Ghost. Can you do the thing? Did you touch that? You hear my footsteps. Thank you. It's really quiet. Oh my word. Oh wow. Sir. Oh my Lanta. Throw? You heard a throw? Where? Did it sound like it was to my left or to my right? You hear the bone? Shut up. Ooh, fiver. Oh, that's a winder touch. Yes, sir. Oh, and it said F them shoes. Look at that. Do you like EMFs over the temp finding the room? Depends on the size of the map. I hear EMF 5. Shut up. Oh, wait, you can't hear EMF 5. I can't hear it. Never mind. I'll shut up. I'm sorry. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Sorry, I'm fielding so many, like, I smell orbs. I see this. I see that. I hear your footsteps. I combined. I did it like a combination. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, UV. You're right. Let's go. Why are none of Flash's limbs real? It's just life of a streamer. It's just how it goes. Okay. So you're in here. We know we have EMF 5. I don't see any orbicals. I see my breath, which is good. Good breath. That's a good breath. We do have UV. Okay, good talk. That's all we're gonna get, so that's useless now. I hear food. What does that even mean? Does that mean like you hear a pet? Ooh. Well, we know it's not a Goryo because Goryos have 4 dots. We might have an Obeka snake or a Jin or a Myling. So let's go there. Come on, touch the window. 6 fingers, do it. Come on. What up, Zeeth? I'm good, man. How are you? Just do it. Just do it. Let's go check Spirit Box. Let's make sure that we don't have a Mimake. Let's see. Escape. Parabolic. We do need this. And take one of those just in case. Let's ride. Let's ride. Oh, I have EMF. Duh. Oh my God. Why did I think I have orbs? Do this, and we'll do this. All thought process has gone out the window. It's over. I quit. I hear an FM shoes coming. It's on the way. Help is on the way, dear. Help is on the way. 6 fingers? Oh. Saw UV and I got all excited. Oh, what the hell? No, stand. Thank you. Stinky ghost. I mean, yes, probably. We do this. Do this. Just shower. I was like, what is the constant? I was like, what the hell is the constant sound that's happening? It's this. Ah. Okay. Still nothing. All right. All right. Down his camera. Learned a lot. I appreciate you, country gal. Thank you. Cruci burn. Okay. As if they fixed that. You touch Nanor? Hey, did you touch Nanor? Word on the street is you touched Nanor. It's true. I'm kind of sorry. Window knocked? No, it did not. Where? Oh, earlier. Oh, I understand. Yeah, if we get a window or we get a door knock and there's nothing on it, then yeah. Was there dirty water in the sink? Oh, I could always check. I can't hear blurps right now. Did it just do something over here? Oh, no, it's that glass. Okay, never mind. We're fine. We're good. We're Gucci. Whispers? Whispers. Yay, whispers. Okay. Continuing onward and upward. We need to escape. We need 25. We got the whispers. Jin, Obake, or a Myling. So what I'm going to do is we're going to set up shop for our F the shoes. So Doc, you said hi. Roger that. Doc, are you here? F these shoes. F these shoes. Okay. So we have a nice little setup here. Nice little shop. I did have them shoes. What do you mean? Oh, thank you, Bumble. The whispers were very sweet. The ghost loves you. Aww. Well, I'm going to go up there and be kind to this thing. That's what I'm going to do. Not talking enough on the microphone. Yeah. Leaning towards a gin right now, but I don't know. It hasn't cut the power off once. Is it still in here, by the way, you think? What do you guys think? Think it's in here? Well, well, well. It is Obake Snake. We know that this is an Obake because we have EMF 5. It can't be a mimic. Cannot be. 25 and escape. And I have the board, right? Take this. We'll take this. Tips on how to be a good streamer. Well, what would you define as a bad streamer? Shape change? Yeah, we're gonna see it. I'm gonna make it hunt. We're gonna make it hunt. But first, I need to get my goods. I need to get the stuff. That, do that. Oh, that's my lighter. I need you. Don't need you. Need you. I have fingerprint. Voila. No wonder I want to take a shower because it was a smelly Obake. I like Obakes. Obakes can be fun. All right, let's go over here. Actually, I probably want to be able to see the front door. I'm a shy person, so I don't think I'm a shy person, so I can't make things up to say on stream. Well, if you're a shy person, why do you want to stream? I think that's the question. Hello, how are you? Pineapples? I could try. Those questions, it's so hit or miss if they actually work for me or not. They usually don't. They don't usually work. You just put the board on the wall. I put it on the light switch, but I want to be able to see the front door to know if it's hunting. Ask the ghost if it's a streamer. I could try. Are you a streamer? Do you like beards? That just doesn't work anymore. Oh, the missed footsteps. Oh, that's I can't hear it. You guys are gonna have to. How tall it is? How tall are you? Nope, doesn't work. I'm not asking the pickle. Fine. It's not going to answer me. It's not going to work. Watch. Ready? How many pickles can you stick up your butt? Told you. I don't know if it's like because of the Vosk thing. It should be fine. I could try Windows. Let's try Windows. Goodbye. Goodbye. Uh-oh. Is it recognizing my... Yeah, it is. Goodbye. Uh-oh. Goodbye. 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 Please. Hold on. Check. Oh, that's not working either. Excuse me. No wonder it's not saying goodbye. Hold on. Let me change my microphone. Hold on. No device. Yes, device. Goodbye. Oh, shit. Hello. Check. 1, 2. Why is my microphone not being picked up? Okay. We're going to do this. I'm going to leave it on. We're going to stay very, very close to it so it doesn't burn. I'm going to check this real fast. Walk outside. You know, I was wondering that. If I walk outside, will the planchette just go up? It'll just go up, right? That's correct. Let me try again. Goodbye. Goodbye. Check, check. Okay. Okay. We're okay. We're good. We're Gucci. Okay. This is going to be dangerous. I can do this, though. Hold on. All right. Check, check, check. Dude, it's... Check, check. Is it push to talk? Hold on. Voice activation. Checking, checking. Dude, what the fuck? Check, check. It's not working. It's not working. Is it a push to talk problem? No, my voice activation isn't working either. I need to wait for the ghost to hunt again. Is your mic too far? No, 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 no. Must be playing on a console. Wait a minute. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea, actually. Voice recognition mode. Text. Did it think? Hold on. Did it think I was okay? No, no. Okay. I want to try it again. Okay. It's not hunting, and that's stressing me out. Why is it not hunting? Or what? Did it just kill the power? Or is that a crucie? Oh, thank God. Okay. Here, we'll do this. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to do this. Check, check. Push to talk is not working. Reset the mic. I did. Check. Go to the stairs of the van. Yeah, I'm going to go to the van. Okay, I think that was the crucie again, which is fine. Let's go out here for a second and check. There we go. That's way less stressful. Let me make sure my sound settings are correct over here. Microphone. Yep, that is the correct microphone. It might have to be, dude, it might have to be a restart the game thing to get it to work. Might have to be. Open and close the menu, come back again. I don't know why. Go to the van, open and close the menu. Like this? Or like this? Like this? And come back again. And that works sometimes? What? Check, check. My push to talk is still not working. Like that. Let's make sure also... Hold on, where is my push to talk? Local push to talk. Correct. Let me make sure that is still correct inside of my... Here. There. Good night, Kay. Have a good one. You can hear the radio from here? No, I tried the Windows thing. It wasn't that. The Windows, the double tap the Windows to refocus the app. That wasn't it. Let me make sure my mouse is set up correctly because that's where I have my push to talk usually. Change the mic in the audio tab to what? To external? What do you mean to external? What the what? The microphone is to be set to whatever microphone you have set as your default Windows microphone. So this is what I have set. Check, check. Yeah, it's not hearing me at all. You're not on P... What? No, I checked my default Windows microphone. It's correct. It's right. Here. Let me check the Logitech one more time. Set it to default? No, there is no default. There is no default. You choose the microphone. Yeah, you choose it. I set it to text and no device. Back completely out of the menu and go back and reset everything correctly. That is so stupid if that's how that works. No, unplugging the microphone's not going to help. You guys can literally hear me, so we know the microphone works. If you have sonar on, then turn it off and check it. You have problems with sonar? Okay, because I'm not even using sonar. I'm not using the microphone for sonar. I was using the game. Go to home. All right, where is... How do I turn that off again? I've pressed the window keys twice. Yeah, we've done that. Yep. A curse? I think we're just cursed. IRL cursed. Sonar, it's a Steel Series thing. Just a map. We might have to. I might just have to say F it. F the board. Yeah. It's just a Phas curse. Yep. It's just Phas cursing us. It's fine. Whatever, I don't even care. I just have to restart the game. I think you might be right. That might be a possibility because as of right now, I see no other way. It's been kind of buggy, maybe. All right, well, we tried. I mean, I have my voice set correctly. This is done. Maybe when I go back to the lobby, it'll be right. You know what I mean? It's not stream mic. It's the default Windows microphone. I've been through this a million times. That's not it. All right, we're going to watch it hunt, though. Ask it pretty please. Pretty please. Hunting? What I miss? Me trying to figure out why the game's not listening to my audio. If it's listening now, I'm going to be pissed. Okay, we're fine. Game hasn't let you use the Ouija board in weeks. That's annoying. She fall down. Did you see her? Someone is saying Steam mic. But that doesn't make any sense. F the Ouija board now? Yeah, we're not going to worry about it. Got to escape her. Oh, shit. 1, 2. 1, 2. Wait, I got to escape her. I did escape her. Yeah, she saw me. What do you mean? Yeah. You had a game where it was a wraith and it stepped on salt. Did you clip it? Why not just use text for now? I could. I'm not worried about it. Yeah. We're going to go back and maybe I'll restart the game and see if that fixes it. Yeah, it saw me. It literally did a U-turn. It tried to get me. I think, yeah, I picked up the bone. We got all the photos. It did the Obake thing. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. We'll fix it after. Oh, where did it go?
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Another Obake? Yeah, another one. Yep, indeedy. All right, let me back out of this.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Check. Oh wait, I'm not gonna be able to see that here. Let me go into here real fast just to see. Just try toggle. I can, but I don't think it's gonna make a difference. But I absolutely can try. Check, check. It's literally me just need to go. Let me just open up a game. It doesn't matter.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation. We've had no reports of violence, but keep an eye out.
You broke your headset today? Yikes. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Let's see, it's recognizing it. Phone. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? I hate when people do that. Yeah, Ghost. We're gonna do this one fast. Oh, you would be, dude. It was literally a Phasmo curse. That is correct. There. Over here. Turn that on. This. Turn that on. I don't care about that right now. We care about this. Care about this. Did you see her in the mirror? Okay. If it's not a mimic, as long as it's not a mimic, I'll go for it. I just wanted to make sure my sound worked. Did you see her turn into Pam?
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Just do the next one. Just Obake it. All right. Okay. I like it. Okay. We're going to try something real fast.
All right, we're here.
Okay.
Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation. There have been new reports of a cursed object.
Chances are low, but it's worth a try.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
The next one's going to be it, Chingus. It's going to be the next one. We had to try. We had to try. It was worth it. Insanity mode? I hate insanity mode. I don't mind trying to do one evidence runs. I don't like insanity mode. You don't get a cursed possession. I think that sucks. Ooh, you know what I wanted to try? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me try. I want to see something real fast. Custom. Okay. If I did nightmare preset, ghost, activity, high, event frequency, high. Okay. So Nightmare by default has activity low. By having it set to high, you lose 0.2 of the multiplier. Headed to bed. Good to meet you. It was nice to meet you. Thank you, friend. Interesting. Interesting. I'm curious about making a custom where the ghost is super active. I could absolutely drop my grace period. Yeah, that already brings it back up. Yeah. Set it to medium. What, just to see what it looks like? Hunteration. High. I mean, I could leave it there, I guess. Be great for a URA test. Yeah. Definitely would be. Roaming low. Well, that drops it a bit more. I don't mind the roaming being high. That doesn't bother me. Ghost speed. I mean, we could always jack that to 150 if we wanted to. Oh, you wanted to see how much it changed. I understand. I got you. Spare change. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. How are you? Bryce, welcome in. Zero grace isn't that bad until the ghost spawns directly on top of you when you have no protection. Then it is that bad. That is definitely that bad. Just learning the game. I hope you're enjoying it, friend. Was my sanity set to? Whatever Nightmare set to. So starting sanity is 100. Sanity pills are 25. The sanity drain is 200. Yep. Have you done the apocalypse through your tier 1? No, I don't think I have. Definitely not successfully. What up, Braden? What's the agenda? Well, I started streaming at about 8:30 my time. So we've been going for a bit, about 3 hours-ish. But we did the weekly. We've done no evidence, perfect games. We did chat his ears where my microphone was effed up. It was fine after we left the game. Yeah. Setup time? No. You don't want setup time. No, there's no need for that. Found a shorter. You had a Ouija board. Ask if the ghost was in the room. Oh, and it said no. Yeah. What's really funny about that one is there's a lot of new players finding that video, and they're asking like, "Is this some custom ghost model? Is it a mod or is it whatever?" It was literally the Krampus ghost. What's the weekly? Tortoise in the hair tortoise. Yep. Any way to get it to 4.5 comfortably? Well, let's see. Setup time, weather's random, door starting open is high. I mean, you could turn off the cursed possession. After a hunt, does a ghost walk back to its room or teleport? Teleport. As soon as the hunt is over, the ghost is teleported back to its room. Add all 3 evidences, still over 4. Almost. 3.75. That's not too bad. I mean, 4.0 is Nightmare. Like if I do preset Nightmare, that's 4.0. I love the short where you were talking about. Oh, that one? Yeah. The ghost, are you here? No. Hey, Victoria, welcome in. But yeah, I was just curious. I might have to mess with this off stream rather than mess with it on stream. But doing a setting the activity to high, event frequency high, grace period down to 1, like that already would possibly improve Nightmare. Fingerprint duration. I could turn that down too. I don't think it's necessary for 120. I mean, hell, I could turn it all the way down, right? And just make sure we're there infinite. Why did it get all deleted? I think it's because you put a period. It thought you put a link. Yeah. Yeah. Sanity board's nice to have. Yeah, I mean, there's some things like how do you make a super active, comfortable setting? Like sanity monitor and activity monitor are nice to have. Look at the difference. 4.3, 4.2. That would give me both of my boards back. Oh, you're good, Del. No, you're fine, friend. You didn't mean to do it. You're fine. Still get a cursed possession. I mean, hell, we could, if you set the evidence to 1, that's a 5.7. Player, I don't think I'd mess with anything with the player. I want the player speed to be 100. I want all that to be the same. Automod doing things, yeah. Fingerprint duration, 60 seconds, I think is perfectly fine. 100%, 2 evidence. Hunt duration, probably keep that set to high. Oh, I'm glad the VODs are helpful. Lower speed. My speed? Oh, I wouldn't want to do that. Yeah, lowering my speed would just be annoying. Any recommendations for Phasmophobia and make it more interesting or fun? Challenges, finding out what you really enjoy and what you excel at is really helpful. If you're really, really good with difficult games, then it's not a bad idea to make that a part of your like agenda. Look at somebody like Dave, Nuka Dave. He is really, really good at those extremely high multiplier runs. Dude, that's what he does. It's just, that's just a part of his thing, man. Yeah. Want to test if it's the board breaking the mic? I assume it's okay now because we went back in and it was okay. But I mean, hopefully we'll get a board. Mad Scientist, hello. Who you said? Nuka Dave. Nuka Dave. We always talk about Dave. How come you hate those shoes? Because F them shoes. Yeah. Rosie, thank you for the follow. I could try this just to see how active the ghost actually is. You know? It's a, oh God. Okay. It's a 4.2. We could do it on Tangle just to see. Let's try. Let's see. Let's give it a whirl. So the differences with this custom, I'm just messing around. I need to mess with customs more to find fun stuff. But event frequency and activity are set to high. There's a 1 second grace period. The fingerprint duration is 60 seconds. And that might be it for the most part, I think. So let's see how active the ghost actually is. Yeah. Has the insane. Yeah. All of his challenges are nuts. He changes his sprint. Nope. Same. My goat. Dave's amazing, man. All right, ghost. Boner on the bed. Do the thing. Do it a ting. Anki, how are you? Welcome in. You know, for an active ghost, not very active. Why keep flashlights on? They are useless. I'm just letting you guys enjoy the view. All you see is darkness? Oh, that's weird. You know, I bet I have a way that would solve it. Also, I don't know. It sounded like that window was here. Fiverr? Ah, it was this window. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I never turned the power on. Biscuits. definitely don't need a flashlight with console. I mean, yeah, if you like walking around in the dark, that's perfectly fine. I like people to be able to see. And I don't use filters because on console, you guys can't use filters. So I'd rather not use something that you can't use either. Yeah. You did hear EMF 5. Yes, you did. 100%. You like to be able to see? I like you guys to be able to see as well. Your Bane. I was born in the dark. Molded by it. I didn't see the light. I was already a man. We'll try this. There we go. Damn it. I keep trying to turn this on. Let me go back. Hey, why are you over there, dingus? Expand the face cam and shrink the game. Do the old switcheroo. Make me full. Dude, it's throwing a lot of stuff. It's good dot placement. I like it. I think it's good. No, we're fine. Yeah, look at that coverage. Holy smokes. But now it's throwing things in the kitchen, which does make me wonder if that's not actually the room. So let's take that guy. Let's take this guy. Take one of those guys. You know, you could use a circle for light. You know, that's a good point. Holty, maybe it is throwing a lot. Ghosty. You're going back and forth a lot. Twin moment? Maybe. I mean, I looked at the board thinking possibly. Could it be? For sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you?
Taken away.
You were. Well, well, well. All right. Let's go get more stuff. It's also super active. Well, we also have high activity on. We have high activity and we have high event, which it really hasn't evented either, has it? But no, we're going to take this. We want to check for the tweens. So I'm going to do motion sensor. We need parabolic. That looks good. Sanity looks perfectly fine. You know, that's like almost a twin curve, but I wouldn't say it is. It's close, but I'm not sold. I have it all set properly, so it's scary still. Oh, the lighting? Yeah, fair enough. All right. So if Ghosty does anything over here and those motion sensors don't go off, it's a good sign of twins. But we have EMF 5 and Spirit Box. Move the cam. It's not even needed anymore. We have EMF and Spirit Box, so I could go put Salt down for a Wraith. Thought only twins could curve. Apparently at some point they did some sort of change on the back end of the activity board, and it made it so there was more of a curve. Like, it made it so... Oh, that was weird. Hey, Dad. Missed you. So it made it look as if some of these other ghosts look like a twin curve. So you have to be a little bit careful. I got you. I got a whisper in the dining room and immediately jumped right where we were. You pooped a little? That's okay. Listen, you poop a little all you want, okay? Hey, Dawn, how are you? All right, now it's at the motion off. Relax, homie. Relax. new pants. Well, I don't have any new pants for you. Smudge spirit. Well, once it hunts, we don't even have to smudge. We'll know what it is. Because if it's twins, we'll know the speed. If it's a wraith, it won't walk in that salt. And it farts. Delish. All right. What is my cursed? Oh, it's the circle, isn't it? Oh, damn it. This isn't going to be good. Walked in the salt, not a wraith. Straight to the basement. Slow twin. Hi, Grandpa. Why was he taking a detour? There we go. On time. No, we know what it is. We got her. It is the twins, which we thought it was. Get this. Watch this. Make sure this goes up. Hey, what up, Maji? Time to sleep. Good night, Spirit. Have a good one. There we go. See, this, it's this right here that can be deceiving. That right there doesn't, like, I can see that with other ghosts. So you need to be really, really careful. You can incense through being grabbed. Yeah. You can incense. A lot of people will inevitably use the incense and then walk through the ghost. That happens quite often. All right. There you are. We'll try here. Here. Last time you thought you had twin reactions, it was a phantom? Yeah, you need to be careful. Extra careful. Made a poopy in the sink. So now the question is, did I already get the bone? There we go. I did? What was the bone on this one? Oh, it was on the bed. Yep. Thank you. You're right. Bye. I miss you. Like how you can stand outside and hear that. Can the ghost kill you if you walk into it after? No, there's a timer on it. See, it's like so close, but nothing says twins on the board to me. I don't think so. Oh, he said it back. Oh, what a sweetheart.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Yeah, we got it. Roger Dodger. Motion sensor. Sweet. I did hear something about the motion sensor. Now, I probably shouldn't try to get this, but I kind of want to try. Out of just curiosity of this actually working. It was a comment that I had on a video. And I want to see if it actually works. Because if it does, man, that's broke and it need to be fixed. Somebody left me a comment, and their comment said, with the tier 3 motion sensor, you know that thing that happens when you put it down on the ground and it like will automatically go off and it's not the ghost. It's just some weird bug where it goes off. Somebody left me a comment, and if it's true, that's kind of crazy, but they said when you put it down and it goes off, you can then do that around the map and it will point to where the ghost is no matter where you are. I don't know if that's true or not. If it is true, it needs to be fixed. He did a video on it? Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if I'd make a video on it. We're not supposed to be pointing out things like that on purpose. He did do it. So it is. Well, okay. So if he made a video, I can only assume that that's correct, right? That actually happened. All right. I'm going to try a large map and do this. Was it recent? It had to have been recent, right? I don't know if their comment was coming from him, like from his video, or they just found it out too. Showed it on stream and explained it. Yeah, I mean, partially, it's almost a good thing sometimes for us to show stuff like that because we want it fixed. Fairly recently? Let's try. I don't think it's consistent. All right, let's see.
We've arrived. Check the equipment.
We've arrived.
Set up before investigating.
Let's see. But I'm assuming it only works if you put it down and it like goes off immediately. Like that did not happen, right? See? Now, I don't know how like someone would even make that consistently happen. Maybe it's just like certain games you load into and it happens, you know? The ghost has to walk through it first. I've had this go off and then not be anywhere near the ghost. Closer to me. Hold on. What'd you say? Hold on. I feel like I'm missing part of this. I'm getting like, find the room first. See, but that's the thing. I've had this go off and me be nowhere near the ghost. It'll show you which direction it walked into after you go first. Okay. I kind of want to try. Hold on. Maybe the ghost needs to do something first. Maybe.
Welcome back. I've got to...
See, but if it works the way that I'm doing it right here, that's extra broken. And then that kind of says that that's not right. I don't know how much testing has been done with stuff like this. But I've absolutely walked into a map, sat it down, thought the ghost was there, and it definitely was not. Is it patched? I hope. Oh, yeah. Walking through it, moved it several times, and pointed back to the ghost every time.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
Oh, do you? Okay, well, let's show that then. Let's do a smaller map. Let's do like Ridge. Let's do Ridge. Oh, I'm still in my custom. I don't know if that matters. No, I guess not. Mr. Glay! Hello, friend. How goes it? Here, we'll do this. We'll do this map because it'll be a little bit easier to find the ghosty and show that way. But I'm telling you, I've had it where I've put that motion sensor down and it just went off. Glay, they left in a hurry. Oh, hey. Well, that makes it a little bit easier. Or not. It's upstairs. Is that this one? I don't think so, though. Is it? Oh, maybe it is. Ghosty? They left in a hurry. This is what I saw, yes? Oh, excuse me. Hello? So if I pick it up in the middle of it going off, is that how it works? No way. Now that... I'm going all the way over here just to see. So does it only work once? And then you need to get the ghost to do it again. Okay. It finishes the animation. I understand. Hallway ghost? It probably is. You've never seen the radius? Yeah, when you go to place it. Yeah, so like it started it there. And then it finished it there. But I'm telling you, I've walked into maps and I've had that go off. 8 days ago? Okay. Just found it. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember when the comment was from. I haven't tried it. That's cool. Good for you. So I don't know. So that's interesting. Oh, I'm glad to see that that's still a thing. I don't know, like, it's probably not game breaking by any means, but knowing exactly which direction the ghost is in might be kind of helpful in a broken way. So, interesting. It's probably in a bucket. Doesn't feel game breaking? No, I don't think so. It'd be one thing if you could pick it up and place it down a million times over and it happened, but yeah.
Welcome back. Like prepared to
Ooh, it would have been a stinky anyway. Oreo. It looks like how the when the items are in the save state when you pick them up. Like if the ghost throws something right, you can pick it up, take it as far as you need to go, drop it down, and take a photo of it. Because it's like it like pauses. It like pauses the EMF state on it, which is also interesting. Night, Tommy. Have a good one, dude. Baby's awake. Time to parent. Oh, Beth. All right. It is 12:30. Friends, I'm gonna call it there. I would love to continue on, but I need to get the sleeps because I've got a big day tomorrow as well, per the usual. But YouTubes, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I'm going to go raid on Twitch. If you want to join us, please do. Love to have you. Thank you. Thank you. Friends, if you're here and you're not in the Discord link is there. The rest of my socials are there. I appreciate you guys for chilling with me today. Good weekly. Got her done. Had some good games. But yeah. But thank you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for the games. Had fun. All right, let me go here. There, go there, go there. Are you guys interested in doing some fart trains by chance? Does that seem appealing? Break of Windlight. It's a pretty great name. Sounds immature. I'm here for it. All aboard. All aboard. All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. Our homie's live. We're going to go say hi with some farts. Break of wind. I love it. I love it. 50 Shades of Farts. I hate it here. All right. Friends, if you're a follower, the first message is for you. If you are a sub, the next one's for you. My little creepy tier 3s, the following is for you. We are going to go say hi to Break of Daylight. She is back home. She is playing, well, she was doing the weekly. Now I think she's just trucking along. She loves fart blurps. It's quite possibly one of her most favorite things in the world. Between that and pineapples, I can't tell you all the things she enjoys. But she's a homie, absolute homie. We're gonna go say hi. We reached our February goal, by the way, which means that we are going to have a Phasmo viewer day next month. I'm gonna just add another one this month because I owe you guys a cosplay. So I'm gonna do that this month, and then we'll have another one next month. If we reach the next goal, that day will become an 8-hour stream. It will be 8 hours. 8 hours of your games. Twill be along a stram. Pamela. So we'll see how it goes. But yes, let's all go say hi to Break of Daylight. Break is a friend, a homie. She is awesome. She's funny. Awesome content creator. You guys will love. If you've never seen Break, she's awesome. Again, she does enjoy farts. So, you know how you use blurp here? Just do the same thing over there, except look for a fart. It's up to you. It could be a funny one where it's a song. It could be, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Mare got to meet up. Mare, Phoenix, Vin, they all got to meet up with Break and actually get to hang out IRL. Maybe one day I will. Maybe one day. Friends, thank you guys so much for another amazing stream. Never cease to amaze me every time. I will have the next weekly video posted tomorrow. I always do if I can. So Mondays, I always do the weekly. And then on Tuesdays, we always post it on YouTube. And then we'll see what the rest of the week has for us. I don't have a plan yet for Wednesday. I'm not sure. Oh, blurp, you say. Glay, the one, the car one that you play, that one got me. I love playing that one. That's probably one of my favorite ones now. You guys are amazing. Thank you, friends. I love you all. Please make sure to check out my amazing midnight peeps like Mr. Glay. Hi, Fwag. But I love you guys. I will see you on Wednesday. Bye.